The Himalayan mudslide, the death toll stands at more than 350 people as searches go on for those who remain unaccounted for. Closing arguments underway in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial. She is on trial for killing her 3 children. Her attorney says she was suffering through postpartum psychosis when she murdered them. As for jury instructions, ABC's Peter Haralambou says
this case got very complicated yesterday when the judge decided that this jury can consider the lesser included offenses of second-degree murder and manslaughter. This is no longer a question of is Clancy unable to tell the difference between right and wrong because of her psychosis and get sent to a facility or get sent to prison because she's guilty of first-degree murder. The jury has more options now.
Tropical storm Dolly has formed in the Atlantic Ocean. There is no connection to country music icon Dolly Parton, who died a couple of days ago. Meteorologists say it's just a coincidence. This is ABC News. Flock is now under the congressional microscope.
The company behind the cameras watching America's roads is now under investigation by Congress. In a letter to the CEO of Flock Safety, Missouri Senator Hawley accuses the company of building an unprecedented national surveillance network, saying Congress never authorized the network your industry has built. Flock's license plate reader cameras photograph every passing vehicle and enter the information into a database that police can search, no warrant needed. More than 120,000 have been installed in 49 states.
ABC's Marcus Moore. Several law enforcement officers have been accused of stalking people, including women, through the license plate readers. General Mills has announced that all of its cereals in the United States, including Trix and Lucky Charms, are now made without artificial colors. By the end of next year, the company says 100% of its products, including fruit snacks and baking goods, will be made with natural dyes. Kellogg's has made the same products for its breakfast cereals and snacks. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Seattle teachers have voted to authorize a strike, and the first day of school could be in trouble. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. The north end of Boeing Field, you'll see a few brake lights there. It's about 45 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. The Valley Freeway is looking good. It's about a 40-minute trip right now. It's also 40 minutes from Renton to Bellevue. There is some slowing at the top of I-90. It's about an hour and 10 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by Global Credit Union. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Seattle teachers are just one step closer to a strike as the clock ticks toward the first day of school. More than 91% of voting union members have authorized a strike if there's no contract deal by next week. Teachers tell KIRO 7 TV months of bargaining have produced too little progress.
We're feeling pretty frustrated. We thought we'd be farther along by now, especially since we started in June.
We just want to get the process over so that we can relax, rest, and be ready for our students as soon as possible.
The union says the two sides have already had 24 bargaining sessions, many scheduled from 9 in the morning until 9 at night, and they'll be back at it today. Nearly 50,000 students attend Seattle Public Schools. Grades 1 through 12 are scheduled to return on Wednesday. Tacoma police are investigating the city's latest homicide after a gunshot victim showed up at a local hospital overnight. Officers say the victim arrived by private vehicle shortly after midnight and later died from their injuries. Detectives are now trying to locate the shooting scene and are asking anyone with information to come forward. An hours-long standoff ended when a suspect detonated an explosive device and killed themselves. KIRO 7 TV's Nia Bliss reports police initially went to investigate a domestic violence call in Puyallup. The suspect then led them down the road to a home in Sumner.
Investigators tried to negotiate with the suspect. They say he eventually came out of the house, but went to a barn in the back of the home where police say they continued to try to negotiate with him. When that failed, police say they unleashed their canine.
As the canine was deployed, the suspect detonated or lit some sort of explosive device, and he is deceased.
So far, the only thing we know about the victim and the suspect is that they are both in their mid-40s and that law enforcement in Pierce County have encountered the suspect in the past.
If you've been following Seattle's season of Married at First Sight, tonight is the big night. Reunion watch parties are planned around Seattle, with cast members expected to join fans as the couples reveal whether their marriages actually survived after Decision Day.
I'm moments away from meeting my husband.
We are heading to the altar.
Season 20 was Peacock's first Seattle-based season and featured 7 locally matched couples. Now for your forecast on this Thursday morning, we've got some low clouds. It's much cooler today and throughout the rest of the week. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I was going to tell you all a story, but right now I don't have any headphones on, but it's all good. Listen, let me just tell you, is it possible? I need your help on something. And by the way, I am here this morning, and it was a late night. I saw Ursula at an amazing concert last night. It was incredible. KIRO G at Lumen Field.
Nice.
But something happened to me last night, and I want to know if anyone has ever felt this before. So last night, KIRO G, she's a Colombian singer, right? And Ursula, the only word I understood the entire night was Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's the only word I heard or understood. But it was an amazing concert.
Nice.
And I was thinking to myself, I said, Self, is it possible as you get older that some of the music that you loved, maybe you don't like those concerts as much, and some of this music that you really not, I don't really into that music, but the music, the energy was so great, the crowds was amazing. Like, it was Ursula, it was 9:30, and I was still awake.
Which, by the way, is at midnight for you.
Yeah. So I was just wondering if is it possible for people to change their concert taste?
It's called maturing.
Is it maturing now?
Yes.
I don't know what it was.
You're joining us who call ourselves seasoned.
Seasoned. All right. What's going on the show today?
Well, you know that there is one spot in the entire state that I call my sweet spot, my happy place, and that is Lake Chelan. But because of wildfire smoke, a lot of businesses, small shops, restaurants are desperate for customers right now. So we're going to have a conversation with someone over in Lake Chelan to find out what is happening and are we going to see a change in the future? Because I've got to admit something, and I will admit that coming up at 9:30 when we have that conversation. Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
A lot of school districts are starting up this week, but Seattle families may need a backup plan for the first day of school next week. More than 91% of Seattle teachers and other union members voted last night to authorize a strike.
SPS, we need a contract now so that we can focus on all that's required to prepare to welcome our students.
We need a contract now so that we can come to school and share the joy of feeling valued and empowered with the children we teach.
We need a contract now so that we can focus on things like getting to know our students and their families so that we can make some really robust and fun goals for the new school year.
So, Gee, if there's no tentative contract agreement by the end of Tuesday, about 6,000 educators could walk out on Wednesday, September 2nd, which is supposed to be the first day of class. The biggest unresolved issues are pay, special education staffing, and class sizes. And you remember earlier this year on our show when we had Superintendent Ben Schuldener, who said his biggest challenge is a nearly $90 million budget gap.
And if we don't fix the budget this year, we're going bankrupt. And the problem with the school district is that you're not allowed to go bankrupt. You're not allowed to be below zero.
The last teacher strike in Seattle was in 2022 when the start of school was delayed by 5 days.
I'm on the side of families. And what I mean, I'm on the side of families, I mean that make sure that these teachers need to be properly paid, supported, and not being overworked. And so when we don't make sure that that happens, then we're in this situation. And when I say that I'm on the side of families, here's who I'm thinking about right now. If next Wednesday were to happen, September 2nd, I'm thinking about the family and the people that are working that don't have the employer like we have, Ursula. They don't have that employer where they can come in and says, hey, my baby can't go to school, so I don't know what to tell you. So you can't work, and so you don't get paid. And then there's a lot of people that are living paycheck to paycheck, right? And I'm not saying that's who everyone is. I'm just saying that there's some of those folks, and some people are truly impacted by this. I mean, not some people can work from home, have their child stay home and do their thing. Think about the impact that this can do to someone. There's already some people right now that is holding on by a thread. A missed paycheck or missed job opportunity will set them back years. We all know the job market right now is absolutely terrible. So I hope, Ursula, that next week we're not talking about this, they get this done.
Me too. Me too. And we've said it before. We are a show that has great respect for teachers. It is an incredibly important job. Good teachers need to be paid well. But I looked into this, Gee, and we have to also acknowledge how far compensation has already come. So the average Seattle teacher is now making about $117,000 a year. 5 years ago, that was $89,000, which I think was too low. Meanwhile, this district in particular, is spending more than $21,000 per student. And you heard the superintendent say that we're looking at a nearly $90 million budget gap. Where is the money going to come from? It's going to, and remember what happened when they were talking about school closures and the outrage when there was talk about school closures and then they just took it off the table. At some point, this cannot only be, about whether teachers deserve more, because I think everyone always deserves more. But the reality is you've got this big budget deficit. What the district, there are cuts that are going to be made. And in this economy, as you pointed out, with families worried about their own jobs and their own bills, a strike right now would be awful. Someone texted in, 253 texted in and said, teachers don't have a legal right to strike. Do you understand that whole thing? Because I finally took a minute to look into what that actually means. Okay. Because you hear that a lot, right? You hear, and it is true, teacher strikes in Washington are unlawful. The problem is there's no automatic punishment for walking off the job. So the whole point is teachers are public employees, and state law never gave them the same legal right to strike that many private sector workers have. But it doesn't mean that if you go on strike and you're out on the picket line, you are going to immediately get fired or for joining or get arrested. I mean, that doesn't happen. So the school district has to go to court. So that's when you ask a judge to order the teachers back to work. And then if the union ignores that court order, that's when those fines and other penalties kick in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So because a lot of times you hear that bandied about, they're breaking the law. Some states are a lot tougher, but that's how it is in the state of Washington. So in the event that you,
I'm just glad I'm seeing some of the texters text in.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that they're on the side of what happens when someone breaks the law and does whatever they want to do. I hope you keep that same energy and apply it to when others do it. But go ahead. Continue.
Okay. Well, we still don't know exactly why Mayor Katie Wilson forced Police Chief Sean Barnes out. And now the city's public safety chair, Bob Kettle, says the mayor has until tomorrow to explain herself in writing. So Fox 13 got this letter from Councilmember Kettle, who says the city charter requires the mayor to file the specific reasons for removing a police chief. Mayor Wilson, as you know, asked Chief Barnes to resign and made it clear that he would be fired if he refused. And Kettle says you can't just call it a resignation because it doesn't get around the requirement in the city's charter. The mayor has not laid out what Barnes specifically did that cost him the job. Council members were blindsided. Some called her inept.
I respect their differences of opinion. And as the mayor, as the executive of the city, I do have a different window into our police department than they do. And I'm making the decision that I believe is best and urgent at this time for our police department and for this city.
Bob Kettle says the public and the council have a right to know. So again, his deadline for the mayor's written explanation is tomorrow.
Yeah, and we're going to have Bob Kettle on the show here at 10 o'clock. I can't wait to ask him Ursula, I just want to say this. Obviously, she's the mayor. She has every right to make that decision on the chief. She made that decision. City council is saying, okay, put that in writing. Okay, we're going to watch that play out. But I was thinking about something, and I don't know if I've said it to you before, but I feel like I have to say it again. I just want to, sometimes when progressives, see, the thing sometimes with progressives to me is I feel that they sometimes use marginalized groups to get elected. I feel that from time to time that they use the groups to get elected, but when it's time to sit at the table, it's a different story. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of pets. With pets, you might see your friend Jane, and she posts her pet on Instagram. And you might see Jane over at the park, and she's got her pet at the park. Well, when you go to Jane's house for dinner, right, and she's having dinner, and you say, well, hey, where's the seat at the table for your pet that you love so much? And to which Jane says, the pet's not allowed at the table. That's how I feel in Seattle with some of these progressives. So I don't know if I went out into the weeds on that, but I just wanted to share that with you. And I'm going back to the letting go of Chief Barnes, and I'm looking forward to it being on paper. That's what politics, progressive politics in Seattle has been feeling like for me.
Curious. Well, one of the things that we should mention is that we are going to have Chief Barnes. It's going to be a Gee and Ursula Show exclusive coming up on Monday. We haven't heard from the chief. So what time is he going to join us?
He's going to be here at 9 a.m. We're going to get started. So top stories by Pendergrass Law is going to be Chief Sean Barnes at 9 a.m.
Yeah, absolutely. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Okay, so much has been made about former Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes traveling out of state. You know how much, like, there was just days and days and days of coverage about that. But now, we are learning that Pierce County Sheriff Keith Swank is no stranger to out-of-town state travel. The News Tribune is reporting that since January, Keith Swank has spent 33 weekdays out of town on 6 different trips, adding up to more than 6 weeks. 2 of them were law enforcement conferences paid for by Pierce County, but Swank also took a week-long vacation in Florida. He also traveled to Washington, D.C. to support another sheriff who was testifying against our state's sanctuary law. He spent 17 days in South Africa on a sightseeing and safari trip and went to North Carolina for his wife's seminar, where he joked that his job was just to be her arm candy. Again, this is from the News Tribune. Swank says he paid for the personal trips himself, and he insists that he is still working when he travels out of state. He checks his email. He handles business whenever he has Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. And his calendar actually shows even more out-of-town travel scheduled every month through the end of this year.
You know, Swank sure has a lot of time to do nothing. And that's exactly what he is doing as sheriff of Pierce County. Keith Swank is an embarrassment to the men and women in uniform. Keith Swank is an embarrassment to Pierce County and the Tacoma area. Chief Patty Jackson is showing everybody why they messed up when they did not vote her to be the sheriff. I got some messages yesterday. We saw it on Facebook yesterday where people are now regretting their vote for Keith Swank. You know, the thing is about Keith Swank, here's what he has time for. He has time to be out of town all the time. That's documented. He has time to get on social media and call people crackheads. That's on display. He calls folks transient hobos. That's out there. He calls protesters terrorists. He does all of these awful, nasty things.
He has a new podcast.
Has a new podcast, by the way. He has all of this time. For what? So this is what happens. Voting, elections have consequences. And again, I want to repeat, Keith Swank is an embarrassment to the men and women that put on their uniform every single day down in Pierce County. I wish and hope for you and look forward to the day that you actually get a new boss instead of some insecure human being.
Wow. How do you really feel?
More than that, I just kept I kept it calm.
The News Tribune. Okay, first of all, I feel for the reporter who's probably going to get a lot of mail from the sheriff, because this is the same reporter who we had on the air, remember? But I need to ask you something, because this is actually a story that was from, when was it from, Chef? It was like
the 18th.
The 18th. And it only came to our attention because one of our colleagues, Angela, sent it to us and said, hey, did you see this? Because like I mentioned, when I started talking about this, so many hours were spent dissecting Chief Barnes' travel schedule. But Keith Swank, I mean, he is traveling quite a bit. I mean, I think days total, Barnes is more, but he was gone longer overall. But Swank has also spent more than 6 work weeks traveling just in his first 7 months. And unlike Barnes, a lot of that was personal travel. But why isn't it getting attention?
I'm glad. That's a very great question. And for those listening right now, this article came out on the 18th of August. Is this the first time that you are hearing of Swank's travel? If so, ask yourself why. Ask yourself why people went crazy about Chief Barnes and his vacations and travel. And ask yourself also, who approves the vacation for Chief Barnes when he was the chief? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why, you guys want to talk about tax liens. You guys want to talk about everything else when it came to Chief Barnes. But when it comes to Sheriff Swank, it's crickets.
Well, the reason why it came up for Sean Barnes is because the Bite of Seattle mass shooting, and he happened to be out of town. And then it was all under scrutiny. But I'm going to go back to what Bob Kettle told us the last time he was on our show, which was, I think the mayor had it in for him. Didn't want him in the first place. And this was the opportunity to get rid of him. Mm-hmm. But again, if you're just tuning in, we are going to have the now former chief, Sean Barnes, on the Gee and Ursula Show, kicking off our top stories coming up on Monday.
He's really got a podcast. I wonder if that podcast is something that would mirror Dolly Parton. What do you guys think? You think Dolly Parton, you think that's something that she would love on that podcast? Do you think any hate will be on that podcast? Coming up at 9:47, do you want to be a stay-at-home parent? Well, how much does it cost to do that here in the state of Washington? Up next, I'm looking forward to our next guest. As you all know, there have been fires that have been continuing to burn out there in Lake Chelan. Coming up next, we bring on someone from the Chelan Chamber of Commerce, board member Stacy Willoughby, and to talk about, hey, how are businesses doing out there? We'll do that next. Gee and Ursula.
30 years ago.
I wanted to be part of keeping the Seahawks in Seattle long term.
3 decades later.
12, they're bringing the trophy home.
2 Super Bowl championship banners hang in the stadium Paul Allen built. Now, a new era of stewardship begins.
Most things that seem impossible become possible.
And we welcome the Khosla family to Seattle. From the home of the Seahawks since the very beginning, KIRO Newsradio.
Hello, sweltering Seattle. John Curley here. Is your home staying cool? Are you losing sleep because it's just too hot? At Home Comfort Alliance, the goal is not to sell you a new system. It's to fix the one that you have. Repair first, replace only if it truly makes sense, saving you time and money. If your system's done, a heat pump gives you both cooling and heating for year-round comfort. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
I want a woman. I want a big girl.
See the hysterical Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias when he takes the stage at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, August 29th at 5:30 and 9:30 p.m.
This way, we both can agree on the temperature of the thermostat.
He's sold out stadiums around the world, and now he's coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort on August 29th. Get tickets before they're gone to laugh out loud with Gabriel Iglesias at muckleshootcasino.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Tune in to elevate your wealth. If you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, you do not have the time to deal with a market downturn.
With Mark Stimson and Casey Elkins.
It's important that you know what the rules are, because if you don't, you can make some tremendous decisions that could adversely affect you, and you may not be able to go back and fix them.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
It's the Great Summer Sell-a-thon at the Spa Warehouse, and the deals are incredible. When the leaves turn and the temps fall, imagine sinking into your very own saltwater caldera spa. Bubbly, blissful warm water right in your own backyard. Our Summer Sell-a-thon means massive savings on in-stock models, so owning your dream hot tub is more affordable than ever. Plus, get interest-free financing through 2028. Visit today for the hot tub of your dreams. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
At the end of a long week, Nick and I settle into our hot tub. We look at each other and go, this is the life. There's just something about the end of the week in a hot tub. John Curley here. Seattle Hot Tub knows exactly how it feels. They've got hot tubs and swim spas, cold plunges for just about every single lifestyle. A hot tub for those quiet weekends. A swim spa in the morning when you want to get a real workout without having to go to the gym. And a cold plunge for invigorating recovery. That's what I want to get. Seattle Hot Tub Company carries American-made products from Marquee and Cow Spas. Different sizes, different features, different price points. There's no games. There's no high-pressure sales pitch. Seattle Hot Tub Company has everything you'll need, from covers, steps, starter chemicals, and local delivery support. And even financing with hot tubs as low as $90 a month. Seattle Hot Tub Company, locally owned and always there. The getaway starts in your own backyard. Find them online at seattlehottub.com.
Hey, it's Flo here to say drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Nice. With my new savings, I'll get some hiking gear. It'll be great for my outdoor era.
I don't know if it counts as an era if you just buy stuff.
I got a cute hiking backpack. It's an outdoor era.
Well, you only bought one thing. I don't think it's an era.
Well, I think we're in a agree to disagree era.
Yeah, sure, you're probably right. Anyway, with the money you could save by switching to Progressive, you can afford to switch to other things in life. It's
my savings era.
Also, everything you do is not an era.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. The FBI is warning other government agencies to safeguard their computer systems. This comes after a group of Chinese hackers targeted the military, hospitals, and agencies that run the U.S. power grid. More from ABC's Pierre Thomas.
The hacking group known as QTFY has targeted the computers of the U.S. military and NASA. And Wednesday, U.S. officials revealed that in 2024, the group conducted computer intrusions against the Federal Reserve, HHS, NIH, and 3 laboratories at the Department of Energy, which is responsible for the nation's power grid and nuclear energy weapons research.
Dragged from his car and jailed at Tacoma's Northwest Detention Center despite allegedly being the wrong man. KIRO 7 TV's Nia Bliss has the story.
La comida, no hay privacidad.
ICE did not respond to our request.
Part of his asylum application.
But Moises Velasquez's attorney, Bart Klein, did, saying Velasquez has an authorized work permit and even has an immigration hearing coming up in December. Klein filed a habeas corpus, which led to Velasquez's release last week.
Gracias a Dios también me tocó un buen abogado.
And thank God I got a good attorney.
And as he and his fiancée prepare to welcome a new life into this world, Velasquez says he's speaking up so others do not suffer.
New data shows ICE arrests in Washington state have surged to their highest levels in years. According to deportation data, immigration arrests more than doubled in early 2026, jumping 134% compared to the same period just a year ago. King and Yakima counties are among the hardest hit areas. Advocates say the increase is spreading fear in immigrant communities, while federal officials say they're focused on enforcing immigration laws. Seattle is joining the outpouring of tributes for Dolly Parton.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
A vigil is planned tomorrow evening at the AIDS Memorial Pathway Plaza on Capitol Hill. Fans will gather to sing, share memories, and honor the beloved entertainer whose influence stretched far beyond country music. Parton died Tuesday at 80 after a brief battle with cancer. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. It's about 45 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. The Valley Freeway is still looking good. It's going to take you at least 40 minutes right now, about 35 from Renton to Bellevue. And it's about an hour and 5 minutes from Everett to Seattle and an hour and 10 from Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union. Earn up to $30 per month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. For your forecast, it's a lot cooler today. Highs will be close to 70. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. 888-973-5476, 888-973. KIRO is the Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line. I think I've said it before. My happy place in the entire state, my best place for vacation is Lake Chelan. So I was really bummed to hear that there are some Lake Chelan businesses that are on the brink of shutting down. Some have already closed their doors for good because of the wildfires and all the heavy smoke that have driven visitors away this summer. And with Labor Day approaching, we wanted to find out, is Chelan genuinely unsafe, or is the fear doing more damage than the fires themselves? And joining us right now is Chelan Chamber of Commerce board member Stacy Willoughby. Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good. Thank you for joining us. So why don't you describe what this summer has been like in terms of tourism, what you're seeing, and what the wildfire has done in terms of impact?
Yeah, this summer season has been especially difficult. Like we knew, or we were hoping that wasn't going to happen, but we had a feeling just based on what a mild winter we had. And so there were folks that were with the Historic Downtown Chelan Association doing things to prepare for a fire or smoke, but we weren't expecting this level of with this level of smoke and lack of business in town.
Well, one of the things that really stands out is the businesses, and there's some businesses that probably financially aren't doing as well because of the smoke and the fires and everything like that. How bad is it financially?
Yeah. So financially, it's pretty bad. It was already a slow spring for various reasons, mostly inflation and tariffs and things like that. But this summer, most businesses are 40 to 60% down compared to where they were this time last year. And it's difficult because the fire isn't that close. And like the last 2 days, we've had blue skies. And so it just, it depends on the day. And, but the businesses are definitely struggling.
You mentioned tariffs. Help me understand how the tariffs have had an impact on you.
Well, if people don't have enough funds to go around and spend at all of the local businesses when they're on vacation, that has an effect on these businesses being able to stay open through the winter and get through until next summer. So it just depends on how much disposable income people have when they're on vacation.
You are listening to Stacey Willoughby. She's with the Chelan Chamber of Commerce. You heard me mention in our intro that Lake Chelan is just a place that we have gone as a family ever since our boys were very little. I will admit for the first time that in the last 3 years, we have not gone to Lake Chelan because I kept getting bummed out by the smoke toward the end of the summer. We would always go in August. Is this something that you and others over there are prepared for if we keep seeing wildfires like they are happening right now?
It's something that we're working with. So the Historic Downtown Chelan Association did a wildfire or disaster resilience exercise this spring and summer to prepare for this. And it involved getting a lot of these local businesses, getting their websites ramped up. We did an indoor Chelan social, like a pop-up store for many local businesses and some restaurants and some live music, which was well attended. And so we're trying to do different things, not just for tourists, but also so locals have a place to go and hang out. There's lots of things that I would like to do to help mitigate the fire risk that we have. But yeah, this is the situation that we're dealing with at the moment. I just keep looking out my window and looking at the smoke because yesterday it was blue sky.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
I want to talk about back to the financial part, the financial stress that businesses and people that are going through right now. What was something that you could suggest to help the people? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have several suggestions. So there's an online portal for people to shop called chelanshops.com. And, there's lots of their favorite local businesses that are on there, like Chelan Toys and Sweets, Culinary Apple, Willow. And so they can access, most of the downtown businesses on chelanshops.com. And then, we're hoping, fingers crossed, that, this fall is going to have cooler weather and less smoke. And so we've got all sorts of fun activities planned. This Saturday is Cultura on the Lake, which is a lowrider show and this whole celebration of Mexican culture. And then there's lots of other fun things that are coming up. Brews on the Bridge is the first Sunday in October. We do all sorts of fun things in the month of October. So I would say it wouldn't surprise me if people can get reservations to many of the hotels at the last minute because there are vacancies.
I was going to ask you about that, Stacey, just because, again, with Labor Day weekend coming up and we still have great weather going into fall, could people, this is a chance for you to say, give your sales pitch as to why people should go to Lake Chelan, smoke or no smoke.
Yeah. So When I checked the smoke this morning, it wasn't that bad. And I know that you can get reservations at lots of the local hotels, or bring your RV and go over to Don Morse Park. I know there's vacancies there too, even for Labor Day weekend, like the state park has openings. So I was talking to Mike Steele. He's the executive director for the Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce. And he says every meal, every overnight stay, wine tasting, and local purchase makes a meaningful difference to our community right now. So we would certainly encourage visitors, especially, people who come every year, that if they want to, come back again next year, it's a good thing for them to come this year so that their favorite businesses are still open.
Before you get going, we got about a minute left or so. I want to ask about maybe one of your biggest fears. And I want to ask, do you believe that there will be some businesses that might not make it through this?
Yes, I am afraid of that. There is one store that's closing. I don't know if it's because of the fire and smoke or not, but it's difficult to weather a 40% decrease in the month when you are expecting to make enough money to get through the winter season. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you, and we wish you all the best. And I hope some of our listeners are listening and they have an opportunity to go through that portal. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right.
Okay, I feel guilty because, like I said, I haven't been.
So, Ursula, here's the thing about that interview. First of all, I'm grateful that she took the time to come on. And I know she was looking out the window at the smoke. And sometimes when we do this interview, there's sometimes a feeling, and that's why it's a blessing that both you and I can do it. You ask a question, I'll ask a question. But I held back in that interview, and I held back the reason why is because I felt like she wanted to say a lot, and I felt her energy is like, we didn't get a lot. You know what I mean? She wanted to say more than what she said. And it seems like
some of those businesses are desperate.
Yes.
Yes. Some of those businesses are on the brink of, going down.
That's why I asked about the fear.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw in her face. That's the energy I felt. I felt her energy like, she was like, it's trying to be cool. It's bad. But she didn't. It's like sometimes as a parent, you don't want the kids to know that, like, it's really worse than what I'm saying. Yeah. And that's the energy I felt from her.
And like she said, one day it can be clear, and then a little bit later, here's the smoke.
You know what? I was looking for a place to camp Labor Day, and was looking at this story earlier, and I was like, you know what?
Yes.
I can find Chelan reservations right now. So I might head over there Labor Day.
And it's usually really expensive, and I bet you can get kind of deals right now.
Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, there is a rivalry between two football teams, the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to tell you why you need to hug your 49ers friend. Next, Gee and Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
The media's in the passenger seat. The government's driving the bus. Problem is, I don't know how the government gets people's trust back, and I don't know how the media gets the trust back as well. We've become a low-trust society. I don't know if we're as bad as the former USSR or Russia is now. Truth is whatever anybody pays it to be, and somebody wants to believe it for whatever reason somebody wants to believe it.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Summer is for sunshine.
It's a beautiful day out for baseball here at T-Mobile Park.
Summer is for moonshots.
He just absolutely obliterates this! Multi-homer game, Cole Young!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Emerson is racing over, slides off! He makes the catch! Incredible!
So listen for the cheers and follow your ears to T-Mobile Park. Because where else can you travel to on a ferry boat and then eat crab nachos out of a ferry boat?
How sweet it is!
It is the sweetest, Rick. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The Mariners' schedule is packed with divisional matchups down the stretch. Be here next week as the team takes on the A's September 3rd through the 6th, including Brian Woo's Mariners bobblehead debut on the 5th, thanks to Lexus. Then the Rangers are in town for a 3-game showdown, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
All right, I'm so excited to be talking with Phil Mitchell. He's a new advertiser to the show. He owns Sunset Auto Family. Phil, welcome.
Thanks, Jake.
You guys offer something that I think is so valuable. We have so many listeners in our audience who are business owners and a lot of people who are driving commercial vehicles. You guys are basically like a perfect silent partner because you offer repairs for life on these commercial vehicles. Tell me about that.
Well, basically, repairs for life means any vehicle that we repair for over $250, we're going to cover that repair for as long as you own the vehicle. So if you got a commercial fleet and you put a transmission in your 250,000-mile truck, we're going to cover that for life.
And you think about the value added there for a small business owner who is trying to stretch every single mile out of these vehicles.
You don't even have to buy the vehicle from us to get the repairs for life. Basically, we want to service your entire fleet. So if you bought your fleet from somewhere else, let us service it. We'll give you repairs for life. We're going to save you thousands.
Love it. Only at Sunset Ford and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Hey, Brock, you're here with my buddy, Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, you know I love this time of year. It's the boys of fall. They're out there playing football, but we also know that sport, especially professionally, gets guys banged up. And they have doctors and trainers and staff there to put them back together. What about for those that do get hurt being active out on their own? Where do they go?
They go to IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, Brock. We've always been available for the public, the consumer, that person out there that maybe has a bump or bruise, and maybe they're a recreational athlete. We are here to help them, give them guidance. But remember, Brock, in the state of Washington, we have what's called direct access. That means if you have an injury or a bump or a bruise, a problem, come see us. We can get you started in physical therapy right away, and we will navigate all the insurance complexities here at IRG Physical and Hand Therapy.
And the sooner you start, the sooner you feel better. And with over 40 locations all over Puget Sound, they're easy to find. You can find them online as well at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
Want to see the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks open the 2026 season against the Patriots September 9th?
KIRO Newsradio is giving away 4 tickets.
Holy catfish! All you have to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app and enter.
You can enter once a day from August 25th through August 31st to boost your chances.
Full details at mynorthwest.com/win.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning. Hey, Seattle City Council member Bob Kettle They sent over a deal to the mayor, Katie Wilson, basically asking, hey, we need an explanation as to why the police chief was asked to resign. We would like that in writing. And the due date is tomorrow, August 28th. So we're going to be talking about that. And Bob Ketto will join the show at 10 o'clock. We got questions. You got questions. We all got questions. But right now, here's what I want to talk about. The rivalry. San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks. And so maybe you have a 49ers friend that faithful. They say things like, bang, bang, Niner gang, to which they might want to retire that saying. So the 49ers right now, it's been rough. It's been a rough week for them. But the Seattle Seahawks yesterday, Ursula, the Kosla family officially got the keys to the house. They got the keys to the VMAC, to the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. They are now the official owners of the Seattle Seahawks. Their reign and era starts now. Also, today, Leonard Williams, defensive tackle, he signs an extension with the Seahawks for 3 years, $90 million. Just recently, a week ago or so, Devin Witherspoon, he signed an extension. Right now, the Seahawks are the defending world champs, defending Super Bowl champs. And I'm bringing this up because this rivalry is bad. Like the Niners are down bad. The Seattle Seahawks went down to Levi Stadium, their house, and they actually won the Super Bowl at their house. The San Francisco 49ers, Ursula, have not won a Super Bowl this century. They'll tell you all about, we did this, we did that. Literally, if I want to watch a 49ers Super Bowl, it literally has to be on VHS. As a matter of fact, if you have a child that's a Seahawk fan, and that child is 14 years old, do you know that a child 14 years old right now has 2 Super Bowl championships as a Seahawk fan? I'm just trying to really
You're just trying to throw some shade to the 49ers.
I'm just trying to just make it be known that, hey, 49er fan, you're doing bad. Also, I want to let it be known, too, if you're a Seahawk fan, to just understand just how good the Seahawks have it. I had a partner, Ursula, tell me, hey, man, I don't like watching Hard Knocks on HBO. And I said, why? He said, man, the Seahawks are boring. And you know what I said? Good.
Yeah.
You know what? Because there's a lot of people that marry boring people. Because you want to know what happens when you marry boring people? Boring people are consistent. Boring people get the job done. Boring people aren't like the flamboyant folks be having a nice car and they got no money in the bank. So having a boring football team is a good thing. So I was just coming to tell you, Ursula.
There's a lot in this segment here. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the 49ers might turn around and have their tickets for football games be $140. Either way.
It's not fun to be a 49ers fan, and it's better to be a Seahawks fan. That's what I was getting out of that conversation. And by the way, NFL owners unanimously approved the Kosla family's $9.6 billion purchase. That happened yesterday.
Tell Davis, Snohomish County, to eat a Snicker bar, because the reason why is I call them the world champs because they're the best in the world.
David, Snohomish County wants you to know that in soccer, Spain are the world champions. Okay, yeah, he's getting. Okay, we know what you were talking about, G. But did you hear? I love this. This is a soundbite, actually. So we got to hear from the Kosla family, and Nero Kosla is going to be the controlling owner, the wife. But she says it was actually their son, Neil, who pushed the family to buy the team. Listen, hang on a second.
He's been a big fan of sports, and in particular, football. So he's wanted forever to get involved in actually strategizing and kind of doing something about that. So he's the one who actually really pushed us into doing this. He's worked really hard, so I'm very proud of him.
She really did sound like the proud mom. And then I wanted to say that you mentioned Leonard Williams, $90 million, 3-year deal.
Yeah.
Okay, why did you look like you just lost the wind out of your sail?
No, I'm good. I'm listening to everything you're saying.
So I want you to
What you want me to weigh in on?
Well, a couple of things. Okay. One, Neil, who sounds like he was the one who was
sounds like mom bought him a new toy.
And then the other part was We're gonna hold it over. We're gonna hold it over. You're saved by the bell. I hear the music coming on.
Hey, hold on. We got some more stuff. EJ and Burien says, "Gee, what's the point of this Seahawks 49er discussion? Not a good look for you." And I'm not a 49er fan. First of all, EJ, I gave you news. I just told you. Ursula told you how much money the Kostler family just paid. We just told you that it was official. We just told you that Leonard Williams got a contract extension for 3 years, $90 million. What do you mean?
But
you got three things of news.
Yeah, you buried the lead, though. You made it all about the 49ers. And Ernie and Kit now is hacked off. Like he's a 49ers fan.
Oh, okay. I mean, what they mad? I tell you what you do. You want to feel better? Go listen to what the 49ers got to say about this week.
Oh.
Right? Go listen with the 49ers. I'm sure if you go listen to talk radio for the 49ers.
I see what you're talking about.
What are the 49ers talking about this week?
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, you're just giving them some of it back.
Yeah, and I'm not as petty as I seem. Hey, coming up here next on the Gee Ursula Show. By the way, I was saved by the bell. Whew, thank you. Hey, coming up, talking about hobbies. Coming up next here on the Gee Ursula Show, Seattle City Council member Bob Kettle is coming on to the show. He joins us next. Gee Ursula.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Pet owners, don't settle for vinyl or laminate floors. Pet Decorator developed beautiful wide plank, highly scratch and stain resistant, genuine wood floors designed for pet owners. Made from the finest American hardwoods with a waterproof core. Pet Decorator wood flooring is so pretty, your pet will be proud to pee on it. Pet Decorator floors are available at Sound Kitchen and Bath. PetDecorator.com.
Hello, sweltering Seattle. John Curley here. Is your home staying cool? Are you losing sleep because it's just too hot? At Home Comfort Alliance, the goal is not to sell you a new system. It's to fix the one that you have. Repair first, replace only if it truly makes sense, saving you time and money. If your system's done, a heat pump gives you both cooling and heating for year-round comfort. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
It's the Great Summer Sell-a-thon at the Spa Warehouse, and the deals are incredible. When the leaves turn and the temps fall, imagine sinking into your very own saltwater caldera spa. Bubbly, blissful, warm water right in your own backyard. Our Summer Sell-a-thon means massive savings on in-stock models, so owning your dream hot tub is more affordable than ever. Plus, get interest-free financing through 2028. Visit today for the hot tub of your dreams. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Right now, save $50 on any AC service at Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Honest pricing, guaranteed work, 16 family-owned locations, and no appointment needed. Stay cool this summer. Bucky's.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Historic flooding in Nepal, triggered by what experts say was a massive landslide in Tibet that hit a glacier, created a cascade of ice and debris throughout the valley. There are more than 350 deaths, 1,300 others missing. The State Department says some 90 U.S. citizens could be impacted throughout the region. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burrich has more.
Tibet is a tightly controlled Chinese region, so information coming out of there is very, very scarce right now. We do have a clearer picture in Nepal more broadly about the scale of this disaster. And really the catastrophic impact it has had on those very, very remote areas right up in the mountains, which are very, very hard to access for the rescue teams trying to get in there now.
Happening in Massachusetts, the judge in the Lindsay Clancy trial giving jurors their final instructions before starting deliberations. The mother is charged in the murders of her 3 children. Defense attorneys say she suffered from postpartum psychosis. On Wall Street, stocks are up this hour. This is ABC News. New promise for those with advanced stages of pancreatic cancer. The FDA has approved a new drug that's shown signs of positivity in clinical trials. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Darian Sutton says while it's not a cure, it could add years to a patient's life.
It's an oral daily pill that targets a key genetic driver of tumor growth, and in studies it was shown that when given to patients with metastatic pancreatic cancer, it doubled their median survival to just over 13 months compared to about 6.5 months for patients on standard chemotherapy. A third of the patients saw tumor shrinkage, and some patients lived years beyond the treatment.
The drug will likely be covered by insurance. There are new developments of the controversy over the license plate tracking cameras being used by police across the country. The company behind Watching America's Roads now under investigation by Congress. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Washington is suing over federal health care funding. Why state leaders say new rules could impact care for thousands of residents. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. In downtown Seattle, there's a collision on 7th Avenue Northeast at Northeast 45th Street. It's blocking the northbound left lane to the I-5 ramp. In other drive times right now, 37 minutes Federal Way to Seattle, so a big improvement. About 26 minutes from Renton to Bellevue and 52 from Everett to Seattle, or 50 minutes from Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by Wilcox Farms. For a convenient, healthy snack on the go, look for ready-to-eat Wilcox hard-boiled eggs. Find Wilcox eggs at Costco, Metro Market, Safeway, and other local grocers.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Washington is joining more than 20 states in a lawsuit over federal health care funding. Attorney General Nick Brown says the Trump administration is attaching what he calls unlawful political conditions to Title X grants, including requirements involving contraception counseling and transgender patients. Washington received about $4.3 million in the Title X funding just last year. It helped more than 76,000 people through 92 clinics across the state. A possible Seattle teacher strike is now less than a week away. Union members have given their bargaining team the power to call one if there's no contract deal.
We just want to get the process over so that we can relax, rest, and be ready for our students as soon as possible.
That teacher talked with KIRO 7 TV. The union says just a fraction of the contract has been settled. Seattle Public Schools says it wants an agreement that supports educators without worsening the district's financial problems. Negotiations are back underway right now. The current contract expires on Monday. Classes are supposed to begin on Wednesday, the same day a strike could start. Seattle teachers last went on strike back in 2022, delaying the start of school by 5 days. Chaos erupts near Seattle Playground this week as bounty hunters chase a wanted man.
I was literally about to have our 2-month-old daughter outside, and, who knows what could have happened.
Allison Blevins showed us the very spot where one woman the bounty hunters were chasing took cover.
They're also standing here saying, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to shoot you. I mean, there's kids' toys, like there's kids here.
Blevins says SPD told her the group causing this mayhem was the Washington fugitive investigators. We tried calling them to get their side of things, but never got a response.
That was KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reporting. The suspect, though, was taken into custody and is currently being held at the Pierce County Jail. Starbucks is dropping a drink ingredient that sparked health complaints from baristas. According to the New York Times, Seattle's Starbucks says it'll stop using a blending powder added to some frozen refreshers after workers report the powder created clouds of dust that caused coughing, headaches, and sore throats. Starbucks says the ingredient was approved for food use, but the company is now moving to a reformulated recipe. And for your forecast, low clouds this morning. We'll have some peaks of sunshine this afternoon. Highs will be close to 70. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Ursula, you didn't feel like that I went too tough last segment about the Seahawks 49ers rivalry, did you?
No, but I think I didn't understand where that was coming from, but you listen to a lot more of sports radio than I do, and then I just was reminded, yeah, that's our big rival, and we have a game. Right?
I mean, at some point, but what happens is sometimes 49er fans, they like to talk about what they did in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And any chance you get to remind them
that
like
they ain't that good.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since they've been
but,
competitive. Hey, that's what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, everybody, we got to get to it.
And yes.
What's new at 10?
Bob Kettle, who chairs the council's Public Safety Committee, is now demanding the mayor provide a written explanation detailing exactly why former Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes was asked to resign. The mayor has until tomorrow, August 28th, to respond. So this morning, we will have Seattle City Council member Bob Kettle join us now. Good morning, council member.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Really, really well. I just want to make it simple. Why does this matter? Meaning the average Seattle residents right now, why does it matter? Why does a written explanation matter for them and to the city council?
Well, Gee, good morning. Ursula, good morning. I'm happy to be back on the show. Thank you so much for having me. And I wanted to second Gee's comments about the Niners. Just to put a stamp on that. So thank you again for having me. To your question, I've been noting recently that we're at an inflection point on public safety. Respect to the decisions that are going to be made by our mayor, by the council, by our city government overall. And one of them relates to the Bite of Seattle shooting. In terms of how and what we did. That's an inflection point. There's an inflection point related to budget coming up. And there's a lot of questions right now related to budget and the public safety enterprise, if you will, to include SPD, Seattle Police Department. And then the third inflection point goes to the firing of Chief Sean Barnes and then the hiring of our new chief. Clearly we'll have a new chief. And so how that process goes and what comes from that is an inflection point. We're at a point where we can go down one path or another, and this is really important right now to include, the questions related to Chief Barnes.
Okay, when you say we are at an inflection point, what happens if she doesn't provide you that written explanation?
Well, that goes to so there's those three inflection points. Now, specifically on the the letter that I wrote and my team, the comms team, will get you a copy of that letter, Gee and Ursula. But it goes to, in the press release related to the hiring of a new police chief, she talks about the city charter and how we're going to do this by the city charter. Well, the city charter also says that if you remove a police chief, that however it's done, whether it's a firing or asking of a resignation, that you are supposed to provide written comment, written explanation to the city council. And this is really important because we have to protect the equities of the legislative branch of government. We have to, protect the integrity of our city charter. If we start excusing or not following the city charter in different ways, then why have the city charter? And we have to have this foundation. And that is the reason why I worked with central staff. And I also, worked with our in-house counsel on this question and moving forward. I recognize there's different legal pieces to it, but here, number one thing is we have to protect the integrity of the city charter.
I just, with the follow-up, I just want to know, so what happens if she doesn't? So then what?
Well, so then we call it out, and then we take whatever actions that we can do. And this goes back, it's an inflection point. It will show the mayor's decision on this. It shows whether she does respect her oath. And I said this related to the turning on the stadium cameras, that she had took it, just like we all did. We took an oath to uphold the city charter and the ordinances of the city of Seattle. Now, in that case, I was talking about like 7 ordinances related to our tech program, the ALPR automatic license plate reader, our CCTV program, and our real-time crime center, that she should respect those ordinances. That's what she'd said in the oath. But before that was the charter. And so do we have a mayor who respects her oath? And that plays out in many different ways. It plays out in terms of, what and how she conducts herself as mayor. And I think it's really important for us to, again, protect the equities of the legislative branch.
You listen to the voice of Seattle City Council member Bob Kettle here on the Gee and Ursula Show. You chair the council's Public Safety Committee. And as chair of the Public Safety Committee, is the city council, is your committee, are you all doing everything that you can towards public safety? And if you're not, can you specifically tell us how you're being held up by this administration of Katie Wilson?
We are doing everything that we can. Again, we just passed 2 bills that were signed by Mayor Wilson. One related to care department and alternative response, and the second one was related to public drug use and possession, which is a major issue in our city. And so we keep pressing. But gee, we're at this point now where what really allows us to do what we need to do on public safety comes down to budget. And so this is where I get concerned because, as you know, there's been different reports coming out lately as it relates to the budget, pieces that I've known for a while in certain areas. And, so this will either help aid us carry out our mission and our duties respect to creating a safer Seattle, or we won't. And that's why I call it an inflection point, because, it's a point where, whoa, we can go one or two ways here. And we definitely need to ensure that we keep public safety job one for our city, because everything else comes from that. The economic vitality of our downtown relies on it. Our neighborhoods who are in crisis, they rely on it. Even the individuals who are in crisis, this is where public safety and public health come together, for example, the scene between those 2 areas. But if we don't do that, then that's where we start to have major impacts in terms of what we have with public safety. So this comes down to budget, but it also shows up in terms of leadership. And leadership comes from like the Bite of Seattle review, but also in terms of what we're doing with the chief of police. We need to get a strong chief of police, and I will have a statement on this probably going out right now, saying that we need to have a police chief with strong policing background, who's worked in different areas, worked himself or herself up the chain of command, but also one that reflects and understands that we have to do alternative response, the reform pieces that we've been working on over the decades plus. And then second, and the last piece is also understanding and respecting our accountability system that we have here, which is really unique across the country. But we need to have that type of police chief, because that's what's really going to help in addition to the budget as we move forward.
Did Chief Barnes have those qualities that you're looking for in the next police chief?
Yes, he did. I mean, and we've talked about this before. Yes, he did. And he had a strong background in policing. He had the reform piece far and away. It'll be interesting if we can get a chief that has, similar background with him regarding reform, bringing in those different pieces to include alternative response. And then and then the last piece is the accountability pieces. He understood that, and so I think he did meet. And as you know, I did not call, and I opposed the firing, the removal of, that's probably a better word to use, the asking the resignation removal of Chief Barnes.
You were listening to Councilmember Bob Kettle. He is the chair of the Public Safety Committee. Just as someone who lives in Seattle and is listening to what is going on and watching what is going on at Seattle City Hall, is there any cooperation between the city council and the mayor's office? It seems like those entities are working separately instead of together in any kind of way.
Very good point, Ursula. And this statement that's going to go out again, maybe right now, we have to do that. We have to work together. We need in terms of the police chief again. Yes, we need a chief that aligns with the mayor's vision for public safety, but also ours. Because remember, that police chief needs to get confirmed. And so that's incumbent on us as the city council and the mayor to work together to have that comprehensive approach. I've been asking for a comprehensive approach for public safety for a while now, Ursula, to include for major venues, major events after the Seattle shooting at Seattle Center. I've not heard back from the mayor yet, but this is something where we need to show that we're working together. But right now, as it seems from the outside, it is fraught right now. I cannot say it any other way. There is issues between the 7th floor and the 2nd floor, particularly in the area of communications. And we do need to work together. But right now, particularly in the area of public safety, we're seeing some challenges.
There's a saying of how you do anything is how you do everything. And I go back to the timeline and what happened after the tragedy of the bite of Seattle. And during that time, we still can't even get a consistent timeline with that. So obviously, like Ursula was saying, there seems to be a real disconnect. If you could just help us out, like there's a disconnect. Why? Why is there such a disconnect between council and the mayor?
The disconnect, is something that's going to be addressed where we're going to have our next committee meeting in September. And you may not know this, but the OIG investigation into the bite of Seattle is not a investigation of SPD, SPD communications. It is an investigation of the executive. Includes SPD, also OAM, Fire, SDOT, but also the mayor and the mayor's office. And so this investigation will go to this. And, some of these points on timelines, I put my timeline out there. I think every other person should look to do the same thing. And these are going to be the questions that are going to be asked at like the 22nd September meeting that we have for the Public Safety Committee. When was this person talking to that person? Because this is important, G, to your question, to understand, how one approaches, the public safety, the mission, the job. And so we need to understand this, and we need to understand where there's the fault lines. And if there's any fixes that need to be made, we need to make those fixes now. We cannot wait for years. We have to make these corrections now because we continually have major events at major venues. We have to work the gun violence piece that is not just at major events and major venues, but also in major communities like Rainier Beach and the Central District and other parts of the city. We have to do this. And so it's frustrating. And so we do need to have these timelines. And these are going to be the questions asked at the next committee meeting. Currently, we're on recess as a council. So for the next couple of weeks, we'll come back after Labor Day in terms of out of recess. So that is a factor here, G. And then there's also the timing of the committee meetings. I have a meeting on September 8th and the 22nd. September 8th was already accounted for with the fire department to review what we were seeing related to 911 responses, the nurse care line, AMR. This came out of the reporting in Seattle Times by Dan Beekman and others. And so there's an important topic that we needed to look at. Yeah. So we're going to do that on September 8th. It's already scheduled. And then the 22nd. And the 22nd was also chosen to allow the police and fire departments to complete their after action reports. That's Bob, another important piece to this as well.
I want to squeeze one thing in because I know we have a hard out to get out of here. But you said in a recent statement that you made that Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson has no public safety plan. That sounds alarming.
Yes, I mean, and I saw that was up from the media availability, and there is no plan. Now they're looking to develop plans in singular areas like gun violence, and that is good. But contrary to the mayor's position, we have to have a single overarching plan that shows the leadership, shows the direction, shows the true north and what we're trying to accomplish in public safety. Because if you have 10 plans that are going this, that way, whatever, we're not going to make the strong forward progress as a city. You know, when I heard that, I reminded myself of my time in the Navy, in national security strategies. We have one national security strategy for the entire country. If we can have one national security strategy for the United States of America, we can have one public safety plan for the city of Seattle. And we have one on the legislative side. It's the, a strategic framework plan for a safer Seattle. This is where the 6 pillars comes in. This is where it's important to hire police officers. And there's going to be pressure on that, Gee and Ursula, coming up, which goes to the budget, inflection point. But we need to have that. So yes, to your question, we have to have that plan. And right now, the mayor does not have a overarching, comprehensive, North Star type of public safety plan.
City Council member, I don't want to get in trouble with you. You got to get going. Thank you so much for your time.
It is. Thank you very much. It is recess, and so my child care and dog care duties. We have 2 little Karen Terriers as well. Are filling up my day, and I'm going to be taking my daughter to basketball tryout in a short period.
You're doing life.
Do you talk to your dog in dog talk or just regular? How you talk to your dogs?
All the above. I have some shorthand, comments with them with a couple snaps of the fingers. Sometimes I, do this. Sometimes I even speak French to them. I shouldn't share that, but there you go.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you so much.
Right. Ursula, hold on. You live and work in Seattle. I just, hold on.
I don't feel good about any of this. I don't feel good.
Tell me why. Talk to me.
I can't remember when there was such a disconnect at City Hall. I cannot remember when we had a mayor who is so unqualified and I hate to say that, but she's learning on the job. And we're seeing the results of that. Mm-hmm. And someone who is heavily invested in this city's progress, someone who I actually thought we were making progress.
When?
Under Bruce Harrell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And my concern is that we go backwards. And again, I would love for Katie Wilson to be a very successful mayor. But right now it feels like the sides have been dug in. And
so just out of curiosity, what did Seattle voters, they knew about the experience, the inexperience, they knew about all of this stuff. What did Seattle voters, why did they, by 2,000 votes, why do you think they ultimately voted for Katie Wilson? What did they see that folks like me, what did they not see? Or they just we see it, but we're still going to take a chance?
It's a history of wanting something different. We don't have a good history in terms of having repeat mayors.
I've been guilty of that.
Yes. It's you know what? And for all her faults, I will say that she resonated with those who feel like this city is unaffordable. This city has leaned in favor of businesses versus people who are struggling. And I think that was some of it too. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
Has Seattle got cheaper since she's been in office?
No, but it's early. Oh. No.
Yeah. But and in fairness to her, I did say in the beginning, I said people will still blame her for the affordability problems.
Yes.
In which that won't be her fault. I said that before she officially took office. All right, Ursula, you got your Ask Ursula segment, and so this is an opportunity for us all to weigh in. Now, just remember, when you guys are texting in, be mindful. Be nice with your response, because the people that wrote it are listening.
They are. And this one's from Bothell.
And even I'm on my best behavior. No, I'm not. I'm
you're not.
I'm going to say what needs to be said. We do that next. Gee and Ursula.
Years ago,
I wanted to be part of keeping the Seahawks in Seattle long term.
3 decades later,
12, they're bringing the trophy home.
2 Super Bowl championship banners hang in the stadium Paul Allen built. Now, a new era of stewardship begins.
Most things that seem impossible become possible.
And we welcome the Khosla family to Seattle. From the home of the Seahawks since the very beginning, KIRO News Radio.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
At Progressive, we know making a difference starts with making things happen. That's why we're partnering with organizations in your community to make change happen. By helping veterans get the reliable transportation they need, helping small businesses with everyday challenges, and providing aspiring homeowners with the educational resources to help them get into their first home. It's just another way we continue to innovate. Because you can't spell progressive without progress. Visit progressive.com/purpose to learn more. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
2 quick questions. Would you describe your current wireless service as 5-star? Are you paying more than $34.99 a month for unlimited data? I only ask because in a recent industry survey of 120,000 wireless customers, Pure Talk was the only wireless company out there to receive 5 stars in every category: coverage, support, value, and data. And now for just a few more weeks, Pure Talk's offering unlimited data for just $15 a month for your first 3 months. After that, you'll get unlimited data for as low as $34.99 a month with no contract and no commitment. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's 5-star U.S. customer service team will switch you in minutes. And at just $15 a month for your first 3 months, there really is no better time to switch to Pure Talk than right now. Dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to a 5-star American wireless company.
Summer is for going big.
Julio! Dead center field, solo home run, 4-0 Mariners.
Summer is for showing out.
Crawford, out of the glove, Emerson to first. What a play!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Cal Raleigh with an RBI double. The big dumper comes through in the clutch.
Where else do you get 9 innings of eye-popping swings and snags? Plus fireworks that make your feet dance and your jaw drop. Oh yeah, and the guys have a dance of their own. A wind dance.
Party time at T-Mobile Park in the sunshine.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
Don't miss out on Mariners Fireworks Night at T-Mobile Park. Next up is the Sing-Along Show on Friday, September 4th, presented by T-Mobile, after the Mariners take on the A's. Go to Mariners.com to get your tickets and check out all the biggest events down the stretch, like the Andres Munoz Funko Pop giveaway September 8th through the 10th.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half-heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
I want a woman. I want a big girl.
See the hysterical Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias when he takes the stage at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, August 29th at 5:30 and 9:30 p.m.
This way, we both can agree on the temperature of the thermostat.
He's sold out stadiums around the world, and now he's coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort on August 29th. Get tickets before they're gone to laugh out loud with Gabriel Iglesias at muckleshootcasino.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. The hack of tech company called Hugging Face by artificial intelligence agents created by OpenAI was bigger than previously reported. ABC's Sherry Preston has details.
An AI agent is a computer program that runs with very little human oversight. And a recent independent investigation shows there were 700 of them created by OpenAI that went rogue in mid-July, swarming together as they went out on their own and hacked the platform Hugging Face. Then the investigation says the agents acted like little kids getting in trouble by trying to cover their tracks and hiding evidence of their cheating. In a separate incident on the same day, rogue AI agents hacked OpenAI itself, stealing credentials and tampering with the company's cloud system. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Both sides are back at the bargaining table today, one day after Seattle educators voted for a strike. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull has the latest.
More than 91% of voting union members approve the move.
We're feeling pretty frustrated. We thought we'd be farther along by now, especially since we started in June.
A teacher talking with KIRO 7, the union says only about 12% of the contract has been settled after 24 bargaining sessions. Key issues include pay, class sizes, and special education staffing. Superintendent Ben Schuldinger says SPS is trying to reach a deal that supports educators while keeping the district financially viable. Contract expires Monday. School starts Wednesday, which could be the first day of a strike. Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
An hours-long standoff ended when a suspect detonated an explosive device and killed himself. KIRO 7 TV's Nia Bliss reports police initially went to investigate a domestic violence call in Puyallup. Then the suspect led them down the road to a home in Sumner.
Investigators tried to negotiate with the suspect. They say he eventually came out of the house, but went to a barn in the back of the home where police say they continued to try to negotiate with him. When that failed, police say they unleashed their canine.
As the canine was deployed, the suspect detonated or lit some sort of explosive device, and he is deceased.
So far, the only thing we know about the victim and the suspect is that they are both in their mid-40s and that law enforcement in Pierce County have encountered the suspect in the past.
Seattle fans of Dolly Parton will gather tomorrow night on Capitol Hill to celebrate the country music legend's life.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living.
Organizers say the community vigil will include singing, remembrance, and gratitude for Parton's impact on music, philanthropy, and literacy programs that reach millions of children and here in Washington. Parton died Tuesday at the age of 80 after a brief battle with cancer. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Over on southbound 405, just east of SR 181, there is a disabled vehicle. It's blocking the HOV lane, so be prepared for a few delays there. Other drive times right now, about 30 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, 26 from Renton to Bellevue, and 50 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by Wilcox Farms. For a convenient, healthy snack on the go, look for ready-to-eat Wilcox hard-boiled eggs. Find Wilcox eggs at Costco, Metro Market, Safeway, and other local grocers. For your forecast, we've got some low clouds. Afternoon sun is on the way. Highs today will be close to 70. Right now, it's about 64 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. And as you know, I have a weekly advice column called Ask Ursula. And this letter comes from one of our loyal listeners who says, Dear Ursula, I'm sure my wife is depressed. We've been married for more than 30 years. She's a little older than me. I'm 60 years old and she's retired. She has also had stomach problems and the doctors can't figure out why she feels nauseous all the time. This has been going on for more than a year. She does nothing. She just sits on the couch all day. She's going to take the dog for a walk sometimes, but that's about it. I still work, and then I come home and I fix dinner and I do the yard work. I'm not complaining. I'm just not the kind of guy who can sit down, but all of this really makes me sad. We used to go out. We used to go sing karaoke, go bowling, things like that. She used to go to the YMCA. I hate confrontation, but I have brought it up, and she always says, the doctors have already tested me for everything, or I know. Ursula, I don't know what else to do. I try to listen to you guys most days, and a reply would be much appreciated. And I'm giving this listener the title, Missing My Wife.
Mm-hmm. You know, in marriage vows or what's being said sometimes, there's this saying that's called for better or for worse, right? And I've been watching baseball, and I've been thinking about batters. Sometimes batters get in there and they're on a hitting streak. And Cal Raleigh just recently, he had 4 home runs at 4 at-bats, right? He's killing it. But he had a bad streak recently before that. Mm-hmm. But the Mariners didn't kick him away. I think sometimes in marriage, I think we all can have a streak. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we can be rolling. Like right now, I'm batting 1,000. I'm doing well right now. But there's been times in my marriage that I was not doing well. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what marriage is about. So, in this case, I don't think when marriage and relationships, it's about fixing someone. You're not going to fix what's happening. Obviously not. But hey, wife, I just want you to know, I'm still here. I miss you. We gonna keep rocking, no matter what. I know you got the issues and everything going on during this hitting streak. Don't worry, I'm on fire right now. I'm gonna keep it rocking for both of us. And I think that goes both ways sometimes. Sometimes you're in a hitting streak, sometimes she in a hitting streak. Either way, for better, for worse, keep rocking.
I love that you said that, Gee. And I think you nailed it in terms of every marriage has its low points. And what I hear in this listener's letter is not frustration. It is love. Mm-hmm. I don't hear him saying, my wife doesn't do anything anymore. Or what I hear really, even though he described it in that way, I hear that he says, I miss my wife. Yep. I miss seeing her enjoy her life. Yep. And what I wrote to him and what I responded in my Ask Ursula column is that I think he may have actually hit on something in his very first sentence, which he said, you think she's depressed. I mean, that is a possibility, and I wonder if she or her doctor has actually looked into that. So that's first of all, because doctors can test for all sorts of physical problems. She shouldn't stop looking for an explanation for the nausea, but I know from personal experience that depression and anxiety can also show up physically. And sometimes it looks like exhaustion or losing interest of obviously in everything that you used to enjoy. And one of the things that he mentioned is retirement, which for a lot of us is not that far away. And retirement is a huge change. And she went through this huge change. And let's face it, I mean, what happens to you, Gee, when you're not working?
Man. Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
work
gives us purpose, right? Yeah.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
does.
oftentimes relationships, a reason to get up and go. And when all of that goes away suddenly, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. And then
Yes.
if you, with women, I'm relating to his wife because at the age of 60, all the things that have happened, postmenopause, sleep changes. How many times do I tell you, I can't sleep? Aging, all the things that our body throws at us. So there's a lot going on. So I love what you said, though. It's like, I'm not willing to give up on you. I want you to be happy again. And what can we do together to make you happy again? And have you looked into the possibility that you truly are depressed?
And I love that. And the reason why I brought the point up about fixing, because I know that there have been times in my life where I've gone through stuff and sometimes you can't necessarily fix this, but as long as I know you still here while I go through this, right? And that's, sometimes you can't fix it, but you can hear, you can listen, and you can remind them like, hey, I'm going to make sure you don't disappear during this time.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think, and what doesn't work, in my opinion, is like guilting her, like, oh my gosh, making her feel worse than she already does. I guarantee you that she feels worse than you do. Mm-hmm. And that's not to lose yourself in the whole process either. Right. This is my advice to him. It's because your needs are very important as well.
Yeah.
But I think, I wanted to give him hope, and I think that this is a hard chapter, but it doesn't have to be the rest of their story. Mm-hmm. And I think that he could encourage her to get the support that she needs and keep walking beside her, as you say.
One quick thing to note on here. You don't necessarily need to take the step of going to the doctor to get a diagnosis. No. Like, you can print out the questionnaire from the internet, score it yourself. You can ask your partner the questions.
Yes. It's so true.
To me, it's not a question of if she's depressed. She obviously is. It's what you're going to do about it. And somebody who's in that state, especially who's seen a dead end happen with all of their other medical endeavors, you're going to have to do a lot of things for them. Mm-hmm. I'm making you an appointment. I'm going with you.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you have to do those things with them and for them.
Absolutely. And it sounds like this particular listener is willing to do that. So I have faith.
Good stuff.
Okay, right. You also can have our undivided attention if you need help, advice on anything. Just a reminder that you can go to mynorthwest.com/askursula and put your question there, or you can just email me directly, askursula@bonneville.com.
EJ and Burian just text back again. You remember EJ and Burian? He didn't like what I had to say. And then he just texted, he said, hey, I just wanted to say differing opinions is okay. Although I didn't care for this segment, I like the fact that the show welcomes different points of view and ends with respect by both you and Ursula.
I love EJ.
EJ, you all right with me, EJ? Let me tell you something. All right, well, hey, EJ, just so you know, coming up next, EJ, this is what we're about to do. We're about to talk about the Seahawks again because it was, it became official, the sale, and we got to talk about, what was Ursula, what was the angle you had for us?
Well, I was going to talk about, first of all, the new owner is talking about Lumen Field. Is he looking to get a new stadium? So there is that question. But I wanted to talk about the Seahawks and the big signing and all that kind of stuff. And then you went all about the 49ers.
Right. So
that's what made EJ upset.
Right. So EJ, we're going to pull it back and we're going to talk about the stadium stuff. And I got to, EJ, see if you like my opinion about the stadium. Because I was at the stadium last night. Whoo-wee. I'll explain. Next, Gee and Ursula.
It's the Great Summer Sellathon at the Spa Warehouse, and the deals are incredible. When the leaves turn and the temps fall, imagine sinking into your very own saltwater caldera spa. Bubbly, blissful warm water right in your own backyard. Our Summer Sellathon means massive savings on in-stock models, so owning your dream hot tub is more affordable than ever. Plus, get interest-free financing through 2028. Visit today for the hot tub of your dreams. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
Back to school season may look a little different now that my kids are grown, but fall still means more errands, more traffic, and plenty of stuff to haul around. And that is just one of many reasons I love my brand new 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid from Carter Subaru. There's all sorts of room for groceries, luggage, sports gear, you name it. And the hands-free power rear gate makes loading everything so much easier. Inside this beautiful vehicle, there is an 11.5-inch touchscreen with navigation, heated front and rear seats, and plenty of room to get comfortable. I feel spoiled. And with more cars on the road this time of year, I really appreciate Carter Subaru for giving me the chance to drive this car, because the safety technology in this Forester is really next level. Right now at Carter Subaru, for a limited time, you can also get a 2026 Subaru Crosstrek starting at 1.9% financing for 36 months on approved credit. Carter Subaru in Ballard, Shoreline, or online at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/26.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 31st, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years for new Xfinity customers. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when aging is part of everyday life. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic was created to help people with overall wellness and longevity, including diabetes management, heart health, weight management, inflammation reduction, nutrition, cognitive health, hormone therapy, and more. I can tell you from personal experience, being a patient for 17 years, I have a richer, fuller life, and I'm better able to pursue my own happiness. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. Independence from aging. Take control of your health before small issues become big problems. Experience a smarter, proactive approach to aging, backed by decades of experience with longevity. Do what I did and feel like yourself again. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out how at lmclinic.com.
Every jersey tells a story.
So many people dressed in Seahawks blue.
From unforgettable touchdowns.
Touchdown, Seahawks! Jackson Smith-Njigba, Johnny on the spot.
To game-changing hits.
He gets hit again. Leonard Williams drags him down.
To memorable catches.
Jordan dropping back to pass in the end zone to Larkin. Touchdown Seahawks!
History lives in every thread. Shop official Seahawks jerseys in-store at Lumen Field, The Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/ProShop.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising! After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Right now, save $50 on any AC service at Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Honest pricing, guaranteed work, 16 family-owned locations, and no appointment needed. Stay cool this summer. Bucky's.com.
Hey, Nick, you ever think this song will get old?
Never. This is a timeless hip-hop tune right here.
It really is. I mean, this is one of those that I envision Lily and I in the retirement community later in life, and this song comes on, and I tell my grandkid, hold on, turn that oldie up.
Have you ever heard of Biggie back in the day?
Oh, no. Are you going to be going around in the golf cart?
Yeah, I need one of these. Okay, my buddy EJ is still, and Burien is still my buddy. Ursula, let's talk about some Seahawks news. I want to throw it to you because you had an angle in which you wanted to talk about, and I think that would be the best way.
Well,
so I don't. It keeps me from being petty. It keeps Ernie and Kit listening because he was mad.
Okay, so the whole point of talking about the Seahawks, by the way, is that the NFL owners have now unanimously approved the Khosla family's $9.6 billion purchase of the Super Bowl champs yesterday, the richest team sale in league history. KIRO Newsradio will be the controlling owner, but she says it was actually their son, Neil, who pushed the family to buy the team. And I had asked Chef to pull a couple of cuts, and I'm going to find the other one because I'd already played her soundbite, but I wanted to play the one where he was asked, the dad was asked about the Lumen Field, and I found it now.
Okay.
Well, first, Lumen Field is iconic and very much a part of the Seahawks brand. So that's all I will say for now. Obviously, we are not owners yet, and we need to learn a lot more, but we will work with management and with others and the community in Seattle to hopefully preserve this iconic brand.
Yeah. So what I heard is preserve the iconic brand.
Yeah.
There's a lot, but I didn't hear the answer. And he said, we're not official owners yet because there's one last step, right?
Right.
So, I mean, it's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah. First, I just want to say this. I don't want anything to change about Lumen Field right now. I think last night I was just there for the Karol G concert. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I even took pictures. I took a picture of the view that I had where it was just like you could see the city. It was just awesome, amazing.
And what was Lumen Field named yesterday? We just did the story, right?
Oh, number one.
In the country.
One. Hey, Davis, Snohomish County, number one in the world. So,
best stadium.
Yeah. Now, so people will probably say, well, gee, why would there even be any conversations to do something different? Here's why. One, it's more suites, right? So when you look at Lumen Field compared to places like AT&T Stadium down in Dallas, they got a lot of suites. A lot of suites. That's a lot of opportunity to make more money. That's one. Two, some might say, well, gee, what if they do a roof? Because if they did a roof, that's the opportunity to potentially have a Super Bowl here. Because folks don't want to come and do a Super Bowl here in February.
Do we want a Super Bowl here? And would we even get one if we had a roof?
We had a World Cup here. Yeah, we want a Super Bowl.
But would we get one? Because we're...
I don't know.
You know that whole bias thing?
I don't know. That's number one. And number two, you could have an opportunity to do more concerts after right now. I'd imagine that might be the last concert in Lumen Field between now and probably it won't happen again for like spring or summer because of the weather that happens, right? And I'm not sure. They'll probably go to WAMU Theater.
Are you trying to make the case for a new stadium?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I started off by saying I wanted to stay the same.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I got to tell you, now, when your child has a hobby, right? You know what I mean? Like, oh, he loves the cars and, oh, he likes Transformers. By the way, rest in peace. The voice of Optimus Prime died today. So, anyway.
Yeah.
But this is his this is their hobby. Listen,
you want me to play the soundbite again of Niru talking about the sun? Okay, hold on a second. I know. Why did you guys all have a feeling about this?
He's been a big fan of sports, and in particular football. So he's wanted forever to get involved in actually strategizing and kind of doing something about that. So he's the one who actually really pushed us into doing this. He's worked really hard, so I'm very proud of him.
That's awesome. That's amazing. when your child has a hobby and they want to get into something, and then it was like, hey, you know what? My child wanted to do this, and he kind of pushed us forward. I love that, because there's been times in my life that my kids like, hey, Dad, I want to do this. We can't afford that.
Okay.
Nope, can't do that.
Do I have to say it?
Well, I think you're about to say it, but just in response to this feeling that I'm getting within parts of the studio, Chef is probably gonna this is a guy who is also a tech entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. He's the CEO of KIRO Health. Mm-hmm. It's not like he hasn't proven himself in the world, but go ahead, Chef.
Okay, so anytime I hear an owner say that they want to get involved in the strategy of a team, and like take this with a grain of salt. I'm not a sports genius, but I can guarantee that this guy probably not a sports genius either. Ownership who gets involved in the day-to-day decisions of sports franchises does not turn out well. And it sounds pretty darn cringe when it's like, well, it's my son has a hobby, and so we finally got him his pony.
Well, I got to tell you, if you own an NFL team, you're going to be involved with the finances, the structure, and things happening.
Day-to-day decisions on the field.
You're going to be putting people around that team who know what they're doing, because you want that investment to be sound.
That's what I'm saying.
Good luck.
All right. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, y'all got to stick around. We got a lot to talk about, including another big company here locally made some layoffs. But my angle to this story is how we have to start thinking about different ways of employment. I'll explain that one. We'll do it next. Gee and Ursula.
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO News Radio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. KIRO-FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Jonathan here from DUI Heroes, and if you're pulled over for a DUI, you can ask to speak with a lawyer immediately. We're available to you at DUIHeroes.com and 1-800-DUI-HERO 24 hours a day. If the officer doesn't get you in touch with us right away, you're still preserving the right and asking him to contact us as soon as he possibly can. The sooner you call a lawyer, the better your chances are. Look us up at DUIHeroes.com for a free case evaluation, or call us at 1-800-DUI-HERO.
DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist.
The new All-Pro battery by Steel. Tackle any task with 60% more peak power, exclusively available only at your local Steel dealer. 60% peak power comparison between AP300PC and AP300S.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs.
Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Truck started slow. Battery might be toast.
Slow starts are the first sign of heat damage to your battery. We'll test it, no charge.
Thanks. And if it is dead?
We'll set you up with a new, fully warranted battery, some up to 5 years, and we'll recycle the old one.
Thanks for the rundown. Lead the way.
Get free battery testing, charging, and recycling at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Deliberations are underway in the Lindsay Clancy trial in Massachusetts. The mother charged with killing her 3 children. Jurors have several options in trying to reach a verdict and must consider if Clancy meets the legal definition of having a mental defect and criminal intent at the time of the killings. More from ABC's Deborah Roberts.
Prosecutors ending their case with testimony from Gregory Sadoff, a senior psychiatrist with the FBI who interviewed Clancy for 11 hours over 2 days earlier this year. Clancy, a nurse, maintaining that a voice she never heard before, nor has heard since, told her to kill her 3 children during a postpartum psychotic episode. But Sadoff claiming Clancy's acts were inconsistent with someone expressing command hallucinations.
Crews are racing to reach survivors in Nepal and Tibet following catastrophic mudslides and flooding throughout a popular tourist valley. More than 350 have died. 1,300 others are missing, including dozens of Americans. This is ABC News. A federal judge lifted all prior blocks on President Trump's executive order aiming to restrict aspects of mail-in ballots. It followed the Supreme Court decision earlier this week that allowed the Trump administration to move forward. One controversial part allows DHS to build a federal citizenship list and monitor states' list. ABC News legal contributor James Sample has more.
That rule requires a matching of state databases to a federal database maintained by the Department of Homeland Security. And when there are mismatches, if you will, which can happen for all sorts of innocuous reasons, maiden names, typos, nicknames, transposed digits or transposed letters, that will produce a mismatch. Now, those are not necessarily non-citizens, but they will be, in essence, jeopardized in their opportunity to exercise the franchise unless they can then subsequently jump through some hurdles to prove that they are, in fact, lawful citizens and lawful voters.
Tropical storm Dolly has formed in the Atlantic. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
A major legal challenge is coming to Washington college campuses, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. It's about 37 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, 25 from Renton to Bellevue, about 45 from Everett to Seattle, and 40 from Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Washington is among 4 states being sued by the Trump administration over in-state college tuition for immigrant students. The Justice Department filed lawsuits today against Washington, Oregon, Arizona, and New Mexico, arguing their laws illegally give some immigrant tuition benefits that are not available to all U.S. citizens. The DOJ is asking courts to block those laws. Washington has not yet responded to the lawsuit. An 18-year-old was back in court 2 years after police say he opened fire at the Alderwood Mall, killing a 13-year-old girl. KIRO 7 TV was there yesterday when Samuel Gizaw apologized and entered a plea.
How do you plead to the charge of second-degree murder with a firearm allegation?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Do you make this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prosecutors say the shooting happened as a group of boys fought in the food court. A stray bullet hit Jada Woods Johnson, killing her at the scene. Her father, Jeremy Johnson, was at the hearing.
He admitted that he destroyed lives. It wasn't just Jada's life. There's a bunch of other people's lives, too, that he destroyed.
Sentencing is set for October 23rd. Cars are getting more room to move at Pike-Place Market this fall. This update from KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull.
The Market Historical Commission this week approved a winter plan, opening the street to general traffic Monday through Thursday starting in October. Friday through Sunday, cars will be restricted from 11 to 4, except for deliveries, ADA access, and other authorized vehicles. Pike Place Fish Market co-owner Ryan Reese says moving freight is difficult and he'd prefer the street open 7 days a week, but
we think this is a good compromise. This temporary approval to test it out.
Pedestrian advocates like Corey Crocker say the city should be moving the other way. Fewer cars, not more.
No business builds for a street it may lose each October.
Vehicle restrictions could return next spring and summer. Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle's most famous raccoon now has a rookie baseball card more valuable than most big leaguers. A 13-year-old Mariners fan pulled a one-of-a-kind gold card during the team's Jimothy night earlier this month. She listed it on eBay, where the current bid tops $12,000. Bidding will end on Sunday. Now to your forecast on this Thursday morning. We've got some low clouds. Highs today will be in the low 70s. Right now, it's about 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
I gotta admit something to you, Ursula.
Okay.
I've just been cracking up. And it's not funny, but sometimes you gotta find some type of levity or you go crazy.
Either you're gonna laugh or you're gonna cry.
Right. And right now, you all know there's this trade war going on between the United States and Canada right now. And what I found myself laughing at, again, like I said, either laugh or cry, but sometimes I'm not going to lie to you. Donald Trump cracks me up sometimes. And that's crazy to say, because unfortunately, the things that will make you laugh that he does can sometimes just be detrimental to the country. But this part, I don't think it is. This is just funny to me.
It's breaking news right now.
Right. That he plans to, he's renaming Lake Ontario he's calling it Lake America, and it's effective immediately. And I just start laughing. You know what I mean? Like, because here's the thing. No matter what, you can be the nicest person in the world. Maybe you're not Dolly Parton, may she rest in peace. But all of us have a little bit of petty in us. And right there is Team Petty right there. He's like, okay, it's no longer Lake Ontario. It's Lake America. And I don't know why I had to share with you that was funny.
Okay, and it is funny if, and I know that you agree with this, if there weren't actual ramifications. And you said that. You said that, so yeah, I just, it is funny.
I mean, sometimes when I do this radio stuff, I got to do a whole lot of disclaimers first. And in real life, I don't have to do that. But if I was just sitting by myself and I just start cracking up, man. Like, that's the ultimate petty. Like, oh, you guys want to...
Wait, it's right along there with Gulf of Mexico. Wait, no, excuse me, Gulf of America.
He's like, okay, from here on out, effective immediately, it is no longer Lake Ontario, it's Lake of America.
I know you are, but what am I?
The Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line. We are choosing joy.
Is that fun? Is it just funny to me? Text in. Let me know.
Free of fries.
888-973-5476. 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
Well, we're going to get very serious here because do you remember a couple of years ago when there was that shooting at the Alderwood Mall that killed a 13-year-old girl? And it was an 18-year-old who was back in court yesterday. KIRO 7 TV was there when Samuel Giza apologized and entered a plea.
How do you plead to the charge of second-degree murder with a firearm allegation?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Do you make this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then he went on to apologize.
I made such a horrible mistake at such a young age that affected the lives of many people. I hope that today's guilty plea brings more closure to the family.
And if you don't recall, the shooting happened in the food court, and it was happening as a group of boys were in some kind of beef. A stray bullet hit Jada Woods Johnson, killing her at the scene. And her father, Jeremy, was at yesterday's hearing.
He admitted that he destroyed lives. It wasn't just Jada's life. There's a bunch of other people's lives, too, that he destroyed.
And so he is going to be sentenced October 23rd because he entered this guilty plea for a lesser charge. Obviously, he is going to end up getting less time than he would have had he not and had he been convicted of murder. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious as to, because we had some discussion during our morning meeting in terms of, was this an apology that was sincere? If you are the family and you see that he gets a plea deal, how are you feeling about that? I mean, is there any way?
No, real quick.
Yes.
If I'm the family,
yes.
There's nothing. I want everything, right? So I think my opinion about this topic is going to be different than the family's. Respect to the family as I get ready to weigh on to this topic. My heart goes out to you. As for this, the apology and everything in the plea, most cases there's usually some type of plea. That's number one, so it doesn't go to trial, and then you don't have to worry about the jury. Number two, I think as far as apology, sometimes, Ursula, when I see and you hear someone gives an apology and people weigh in, and usually people say, oh, he seems like he is showing no remorse. Or you see someone choose not to give an apology. I think at that stage right there, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, no matter what, depending on who's listening to that apology, especially if you're the family, it's never going to be enough in that case. The last thing that I wanted to really talk about is you said something earlier this morning about society failing a lot of these kids, and you're absolutely right. We don't do enough. We don't do enough, and we don't make the consequences enough for these youngsters that are going around with these guns. It is a problem. Again, remind you, up to 5 times of getting caught with a firearm before there can be some type of detention of 30 days or more, right? Up to 5 times.
Ludicrous.
So that means 1 time you get caught. 2 times you get caught, nothing. 3 times you get caught, nothing. 4 times you get caught. No, you know what I mean? So society has failed them. As for the family and the parents, I just got to say this. I talk about my parents all the time. They were law enforcement. My dad didn't play. My mama didn't play. Yet somehow, some way, I still had a gun in my hand at some point in my young life. I still had a gun in my hand. No, I didn't shoot anybody, but I did dumb stuff. Sometimes kids will do dumb things even when they have good parents. By the way, if you're listening right now and you are a good parent, has there ever been a time that your child has done something that I cannot believe? Where did you get this from? Where did you get this idea from as a parent? And by the way, the news might not know about it. People might not know about it, but you know about it. Kids can do dumb things.
Absolutely. So he pled guilty to 1 count of second-degree murder, and the standard sentencing range is between 10 and 18 years. In terms of his sincerity, I believe he was sincere. I'm sure that he regrets it. As you said, I'm sure that that's not enough for the family, and I would understand them coming at that as well.
Yes.
But you absolutely brought up the right thing, which is where I think society has failed us. Is it's way too easy. It is way too easy for young people to get a hand on a gun.
Yeah.
And we are talking about people who don't have regulation. These are young people who don't know what to do with their rage. If he has been so there's a lot of information that came out, not to justify anything. He needs to spend some time. He's taken a life, and it was over something so stupid. But why is it so easy for young people to get guns? I mean, and honestly, I've given up on the idea that we're going to really make any sort of dramatic change to make that more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can think of is if it's done through basically stealing, we need to make the I know that people resist the idea of y'all need to secure your firearms, and if you are responsible for a firearm getting in the hands of someone young because you didn't secure it properly, that's an issue.
Right. Yes, it is. You know, before you move on, Ursula, since we're on this topic, and I have an opportunity to talk about a little bit of experience, I have gone to school with rich kids in my life. And as a matter of fact, my kids have had the same thing of being able to do that. And in my experience of what I have learned, I've learned this. In my experience, Ursula, when I was in school, you want to know the kids that did the dumbest things? The dumbest things, the kids that did this stuff over and over again were the people that had parents and families with means to get them out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
because they don't learn the consequences, and someone's going to be that safety net for them.
Because sometimes, you know, we talk about where's the parent. Sometimes, and we don't know. We don't know what all parents can do, whether they come from, they're well-to-do or whatever. We don't know how many times they've caught their own child doing stuff and they just didn't say anything. Mm-hmm. Right? So you have that time. You have parents right there. Maybe you all know some parents out there that enable their kids. So you have that happens. So I just wanted to just talk about that.
Kirk in Mount Vernon texted in and said, I hope this young man spends every possible chance he can to talk to other young kids around his age. That's the most successful thing he could do. And that's true as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Okay, speaking of students, as the new school year begins, Washington's governor is making his case now for banning cell phones in all public schools. The governor spoke about it yesterday at Pasco High School, and he was surrounded by educators and students.
And so we know, everybody here knows, you don't need a study to show it, although studies do show it, that these devices are incredibly distracting in an academic setting, in a school setting.
The governor and the state superintendent want lawmakers to pass the ban in time for the start of next school year. About 3/4 of districts in the state already restrict phone use to some degree, but Governor Ferguson says Washington needs one uniform standard. What do you think?
I think they do too. First of all, I don't have any kids in school, so really this conversation doesn't matter to me. However, I've been asking this question a little bit, and maybe and I don't know if a lot of you all have kids that are in school too, but Ursula, I'm learning that parents that have kids in school, not all of them are agreeing with this whole cell phone ban.
Oh no!
You know what I mean? Not all parents are liking this. As a matter of fact, you have some parents that are like, no. And this is the reason why I don't believe that this will happen statewide. There will never be. I don't believe that there will be one uniform of banning. Remember, I said it. There will be no banning of cell phones as a statewide law.
What has been the number one argument from the parents who say, yeah, I don't want it? Do you know? I mean, have you seen?
I'm going to tell you. They do more to address the cell phones than they do to address the continuation of mass shootings that happens in school around the country.
Because
seriously?
I'm being dead serious.
I could see, like, how dare you take away my right to communicate with my child?
Yes. So that was the thing that I've seen where parents are saying, I want to be able to touch base in the event that there is a mass shooting or there is something emergency-wise. So what I heard the governor say in his news conference is that they're trying to address that, like what to do in the cases of emergency. And then there was one other thing, the exceptions rule. Where would they have exceptions for that?
Right.
I actually think that there will be one uniform policy once they address those two things.
You think there will be a cell phone ban?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one of the things that and I know that Chef was rolling his eyes when the governor said this, but he did bring up, and I'm curious if you think this is a good analogy. He said, and we don't have the soundbite right now, but he did say something to the effect of, do you remember a time when we used to be okay with people smoking on planes? You wouldn't think of that, right? You would not think of that right now. You'd think like, how stupid, like, why do we have to have these signs here that say don't smoke on an airplane? Because it's been a while since we've banned them, right? And he says that it's going to be like that in the future. People are going to look back and go, like, how did we ever think that it was okay for kids to have cell phones all day in school?
Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to say anything for somebody that maybe swings and a miss at an analogy. Look, I make no mistake about it. I strike out sometimes. It happens. And sometimes I hit one out the park. So I'm not going to get on the governor for this. Oh, it's a whiff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a swing and a miss for sure.
Yeah.
But I won't.
I don't know. It kind of stood out to me. You know, I'm all about sometimes you just need something to, even if it's so wrong, you throw something out there to make it a little interesting.
Hey, by the way, quick question for you.
Was thinking about that
in your
today.
opinion, why do you all, by the way, you guys can answer this too, why do you guys think that most parents don't stop their child from taking their phone to school? Is it because the parents are waiting for some type of rule to tell them so then that way their kid won't get mad at them?
Oh, I think there are some who would rather it come from the school district. Absolutely.
Right.
Yes, I absolutely think, which is wrong, but I absolutely think that's a big part of it.
Because the kids are your friends, right, parents? Yeah, that's the problem.
Barry in the 253 says, my wife is an educator in Olympia where the politicians' children go to school, the Olympia School District. They have a no phone policy, and she says the kids actually like it and respect it.
Awesome.
And Barry says it's going to happen.
Awesome. Hey, guess what? When it does happen, and if it does happen, I cannot wait to come on and say, hey, I was wrong. I know that's hard for a lot of people to do these days. I know it's real hard to be like, hey, I was
say
wrong.
it on a daily basis.
All right, what's next?
Okay, T-Mobile, did you hear, is cutting another nearly 80 jobs in Washington and closing 6 locations, including stores in Seattle, Bothell, and Tacoma. But these local layoffs are part of a much larger pullback, as we talked about T-Mobile making some cuts before. The company's U.S. workforce actually shrank by nearly 4,700 jobs during the first 6 months of this year. That is a nearly 7% reduction, leaving the Bellevue-based company with just over 65,000 employees in this country.
Ursula, here's why I wanted to talk about this topic so much. Often we have been hearing about layoffs. We hear about it all the time. Ursula, you bring it up in the news, especially big companies, especially tech, a lot of that. We hear the reasonings. Sometimes it's budget cuts. Sometimes it's AI, whatever the reason might be. And I think the reason why we need to talk about this, because right now someone might be saying, or let's say I might be saying, you know what? I have a job. I'm good. Here's the truth. Are you prepared to pivot at any point? Are you prepared today to pivot? Are you prepared in 5 years to pivot? Because here's what I would argue for everybody that can hear me talking right now. I don't care what kind of job you got right now. You better potentially, if you're having to work for the next 10, 15, 20 years, you better be having some type of plan where you plan to pivot. These layoffs that are happening with these big companies, they're not just happening this is going to continue. There's going to be a lot of jobs that are going away. So I wanted to talk about this topic because are you prepared for that pivot? Are you learning any type of new skills? Are you learning AI? Whatever the case might be, that's the conversations when we see the layoffs. It's 77 today. It could be 57 tomorrow. It could be 300 next week. Or are we just looking at just the company and what happened to them? Or do we take these stories and say, man, am I prepared to pivot?
Beautifully said. I can't add anything to it because you're absolutely correct. That is the advice that I give my grown sons who are in very competitive fields. And I think that's the advice that everyone should have, whether you're just starting in your career, mid-career, or, I mean, I know, even though I'm nearing the end of my career, I don't assume that I'm always going to, I could lose it next year. I could lose it at the end of this week. Tomorrow's Friday.
We can literally, Ursula, you know how it is.
This is true.
We could lose our jobs tomorrow.
Yes.
We got about a minute left, Ursula.
Yes.
And so before we go, Ella, I know you weren't ready for this, but Ella is shadowing Chef today as a producer. And I got to ask you this. When you and your friends and everything, and you guys are talking about the job world, what's the conversation?
I think pretty similar to like everyone else right now is there's not a lot out there. I actually have someone really close to me right now who's looking for another job, and she's going through all the different sites and she just can't seem to find anything. And I just feel like also there's certain jobs that, like you're saying, are kind of going away with the new age, with AI. Things are just kind of becoming not jobs for people anymore, which it's a whole shift in like, how do I approach, the next decade or two of my life? Like, how do I feel like the safety net of, I don't feel like there is one anymore. You kind of just have to adapt, and just feel ready to, move if something goes wrong.
And I don't think that's something, Ursula, that our generation and the older generation, I don't think they had that. I mean, they had its own threats and things. And
different industries more so than not.
But this is different.
Yeah.
Like right now, if you're like, hey, I want to do this job for the next 20 years, though that job is limited. I would say healthcare. Okay, you could be in that. I would say an engineer. I would say a lawyer. I would say a cop. But it's limited on the things that you could do. White collar jobs? Oh my goodness, that's limited. All right. Ursula, coming up next, it's time for some good old agree to disagree. And guess what? I have no idea what this is going to be about, but we'll have fun next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
30 years ago,
I wanted to be part of keeping the Seahawks in Seattle long term.
3 decades later,
12, they're bringing the trophy home.
2 Super Bowl championship banners hang in the stadium Paul Allen built. Now, a new era of stewardship begins.
Most things that seem impossible become possible.
And we welcome the Khosla family to Seattle. From the home of the Seahawks since the very beginning, KIRO Newsradio.
I want a woman. I want a big girl.
See the hysterical Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias when he takes the stage at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, August 29th at 5:30 and 9:30 p.m.
This way, we both can agree on the temperature of the thermostat.
He's sold out stadiums around the world, and now he's coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort on August 29th. Get tickets before they're gone to laugh out loud with Gabriel Iglesias at muckleshootcasino.com.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
It's the Great Summer Sell-a-thon at the Spa Warehouse, and the deals are incredible. When the leaves turn and the temps fall, imagine sinking into your very own saltwater caldera spa. Bubbly, blissful, warm water right in your own backyard. Our Summer Sell-a-thon means massive savings on in-stock models, so owning your dream hot tub is more affordable than ever. Plus, get interest-free financing through 2028. Visit today for the hot tub of your dreams. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
For years, I've been telling you how much we care for our hens and the land here at Wilcox Farms. But don't just take my word for it. Our family's commitment is backed by trusted third-party certifications. Hartley Wilcox here. Wilcox eggs are USDA organic, meaning no synthetic pesticides or GMOs. We're certified humane, ensuring our hens live with dignity and space to roam. We're salmon safe, protecting Northwest waterways, and recognized for sustainable farming practices. These aren't just labels. They're proof that every one of our eggs comes from a farm that values animal welfare, environmental stewardship, and your family's health. So next time you're at the store, look for Wilcox Family Farms eggs. They're not only delicious, they're certifiably humane and organic, raised with care you can trust. Learn more at wilcoxfamilyfarms.com, because doing the right thing isn't just our promise, it's our principle. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
I'm driving a 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid from Carter Subaru, and this car has made me a hybrid believer. I love the 360-degree camera. Of course, using less gas certainly doesn't hurt. Right now, get a 2026 Subaru Outback for 0.9% APR during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Carter Subaru in Ballard, Shoreline, or cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/26.
Jazz Alley invites you to an evening with internationally acclaimed contemporary jazz pianist and composer Keiko Matsui. August 27th through the 30th. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, Simon Phillips and Protocol 6.
Hey Dad, have you heard the news from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services?
No, I haven't.
Eggs have climbed higher than ever on the new food pyramid, and that's great news for anyone who loves starting the day strong.
Well, at Wilcox Family Farms, we make it easy with our ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs. They're a delicious, protein-packed snack you can grab on the go, now ranked higher than ever.
Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Seattle City Council's Public Safety Committee is demanding Mayor Katie Wilson provide a written explanation for why former Police Chief Sean Barnes was asked to resign. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
Committee Chair Bob Kettle says the city charter requires Mayor Katie Wilson to give council a written account when a chief is removed. Kettle says the issue is about accountability between branches of city government and between the city and Seattle residents. Kettle commented on the Gee and Ursula Show.
We have to protect the equities of the legislative branch of government. We have to, protect the integrity of our city charter. If we start excusing or not following the city charter in different ways, then why have the city charter?
The mayor has until tomorrow to respond to the request. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Both sides are back at the bargaining table today, one day after Seattle teachers authorized a strike. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull has the latest.
More than 91% of voting union members approve the move.
We're feeling pretty frustrated. We thought we'd be farther along by now, especially since we started in June.
A teacher talking with KIRO 7, the union says only about 12% of the contract has been settled after 24 bargaining sessions. Key issues include pay, class sizes, and special education staffing. Superintendent Ben Schuldinger says SPS is trying to reach a deal that supports educators while keeping the district financially viable. Contract expires Monday. School starts Wednesday, which could be the first day of a strike. Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
The city of Olympia is launching a pilot program allowing people to live in RVs and other vehicles for up to 6 months with a permit. Cece Coates expressed her support to the city council this week.
Meeting this moment with compassion and allowing people to stay in their RVs or their vans on church property and or private property is a step in the right direction.
City Manager Jay Burney authorized the program, citing an ordinance declaring a public health emergency over homelessness. The vehicles would need to be on private property or in the parking lot of a faith-based organization. The permits will be free. Seattle fans of Dolly Parton will gather tomorrow night on Capitol Hill to celebrate her life.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living.
Organizers say the vigil will include singing, remembrance, and gratitude for Parton's impact on music, philanthropy, and literacy programs that reach millions of children. Parton died Tuesday at age 80 after a brief battle with cancer. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Roads so far looking okay. About 30 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, about 25 from Renton to Bellevue, and just about 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio. For your forecast on this Thursday morning, we've got some clouds. Afternoon sunshine is on the way. Highs will be in the low 70s. Right now, it's about 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. It is time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves, just really go at it.
When does government just go too far? Last week, we talked about Labor and Industry opening an investigation to We Heart Seattle Safety Practices, a charity group that goes into Seattle parks and public spaces and picks up needles and trash from homeless encampments. Today, we're going to go to Missouri and ask whether the government has any place in stopping this grandma from feeding her neighbors. Her name is Kathy Kite. She started serving free breakfasts out of her home in May. She started serving to a few friends. It quickly grew in popularity to the point where now she's waking up at 3:30 in the morning every day. She has dozens of people stopping by her front lawn. She'll package up breakfast burritos, plates of food, hash browns, fries, etc. But the county health officials say, hey, we got a complaint from someone. They believe they got sick from your food, and so you're going to go ahead and need to get a permit in order to operate your free breakfast kitchen. She hasn't been cited nor threatened with jail, but Kathy tells Fox News that she will not be shutting down her operations.
I'm not going to stop providing for my community. I wouldn't stop feeding my children. I wouldn't stop feeding my family. I'm not going to stop feeding my community because they are my family. This is bigger than that. It's about love and appreciation because they appreciate what I do.
Gee, just for context, she is advertising her free breakfasts online. She does have a tip jar out for folks. Moms bring their kids before school, dozens of folks every day. If you're feeding people for free, should the government shut you down? It's a tough one.
No, it's not tough. It's very easy. You can feed your family for free. You can feed your family without a permit. You cannot feed folks outside of your house food without a permit. You have rules to follow. If people get sick from your place, and my job, by the way, last segment, weren't we just talking about jobs? I'm going to do my job to the fullest as a health inspector. I got a job to protect the community. If someone gets sick in the community and I know about this lady, nice lady, serving food and somebody gets sick, then I'm not doing my job. It ain't personal. Get a dang on permit.
Nailed it. And I'm going to say, because the way you set up the story, it's like, oh, how dare the government come in and try to make sure people aren't going to get sick. I didn't hear that they want to shut her down. They're saying, we want you to do it the proper way. Mm-hmm. And if the goal is, hey, we want you to keep doing this, but you need to have a permit, there's certain rules that you have to actually follow because you're feeding a lot of people, which is a beautiful thing. And again, we can make it sound like, oh, they're just being mean, but that person who's sick, or if you had suddenly had a whole outbreak of people getting sick from the food, and it would be like, well, no one was inspecting, no one was making sure that she had the right temperature or whatever. I think the way the story is being told is probably.
I did not frame
slanted.
this in any ways as inflammatory as it was framed on Fox News.
Yes.
Which, was just government cracks down on do-gooder grandma.
Yes.
Same time. Go ahead.
No,
at the same time, there's bigger fish to fry. Yes.
It's food, man.
Okay. You know what, Ursula? There are bigger fish to fry. But if your job is health inspector, what other fish is there to fry? That's literally my job.
I think that is actually exactly the point of what a lot of people on the opposite side of this would point out is that, hey, once you have a giant bureaucracy, then you create a job who has to inspect things like this when, you know what, maybe the biggest risk to the community is not a couple people getting sick, but some kids not getting breakfast on the way to school.
Oh, for sure.
Who weren't getting breakfast. And requiring a permit for, giving away all food. Yes, it grew. It's an eyesore, I'm sure, for the neighbors. It's a pain, but
well, I don't even know.
What's the big deal?
I'm not even putting about the eyesore. I'm thinking just the volume of food that is going out there, and if people get sick, I mean, again, they're not trying to shut her down.
I think this is one of those cases too where I just think about like liability has ruined America in a sense where we are so worried about, gosh, there's a potential negative outcome, and because people could sue, like we can't do this thing.
Nice thing. And I can see that too. Justin in Tacoma says you choose to get free food at your own risk if it's not an actual business.
Between my mom and dad, guess which one was about rules? Which one do you think?
Your mom?
My mom. Total rules.
Of course, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like big time.
Yes.
And I just kind of feel like
You're becoming your mom.
I'm becoming my mom in the
Yes.
situation. And because here's the thing about rules and laws. And here's one thing I learned, Ursula. Every time that there's a rule, like this is what you can't do, and this is what you'll get consequences for in business, right? People will follow that. But they're always trying to get over just a little bit. And what I'm bringing by that is that's when a lot of people get caught doing stuff that you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
And you have to learn the hard way. And every single time you spend all this time not following the rules, you know what I've learned? It's easy to follow the rules.
Well, here's one other thing. Yes, and
what you got?
You are becoming more rule-oriented, but you are not G of your 20s. But a lot of people are texting and said, well, you don't need a permit for a barbecue. You don't need a permit for having a neighborhood party. And this is all true.
It's a one-time thing.
Thank you. It's every day you're giving out food.
Get pregnant from just one time. I remember that argument.
And I think that is where we sometimes the biggest mistake. So I'm talking to the young generation right now. We spend more time trying to skate and trying to come up and finesse than we do than just doing it.
Yes.
You'd be amazed at how much time gets wasted trying to finesse.
Well, thank you. And by the way, Christy in Oregon points out something right here. Get a food permit is probably cheap and easy. It is in Washington. Like you pay a few bucks, do it online, is what she says.
I think her argument is the commercial kitchen. Like she'd have to upgrade her kitchen. I get your point because when I was a kid, I hated brushing my teeth. And so my mom would say, hey, Andrew, did you brush your teeth? Yeah, I did. Okay, and then she'd make me smell. She'd be like, come here, I want to smell your breath. So then I figured out, hey, I have to rub toothpaste on my teeth so that my breath smells like toothpaste. Hey, Andrew, did you brush your teeth? Yeah. Okay, so let me check your toothbrush now to see if it's wet. So I would go to the point of brushing my teeth with my fingers and getting the toothbrush wet under the faucet to avoid just brushing my teeth in the first place.
Here's the thing.
Is that what you mean?
Here's the thing about what you just said. I
Yes.
literally did the same thing. And the thing is, my mama caught me. Man, I'm triggered. Get caught every time.
She just was working on a basic assumption. She didn't do it.
Like, I know you lying. Get in here. All right. Do more of Gee and Ursula Show next.
Hey, Brock Heward here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, I get so used to hearing our pro teams in town talk about talent acquisition, being the lifeblood of their teams. At IRG, how important is talent acquisition for you?
Brock, talent acquisition is everything. Here at IRG, we are looking for those people that want to be the best and the brightest. You know, our strength here at IRG is what I call our human capital. And our clinicians here at IRG are great, but we expect greatness. We provide them with ample mentorship opportunities, continuing education, advanced certification payment, in addition to providing Con Ed. When they receive advanced certifications, we also increase their base salary because they've improved themselves as a professional. They've improved their ability to provide great care. And that's what it's all about here at IRG. Great care. We want the best and brightest.
With over 40 convenient locations, IRG is in your neighborhood. Find all the details at irgpt.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
All right, I'm talking with Phil Mitchell, who is a new buddy, and he's also an advertiser on the show. Phil, I'm really interested in people's stories. You have a pretty amazing background. You own Sunset Auto Family. You employ a lot of people. You do great business in the community, but you started at the bottom. Tell me a little bit about that.
Jake, I started in the car business as a lot attendant, basically washing cars with a hose and soap and water, and just happened to, be in the right position at the right time, started selling cars and did pretty good at that and became a sales manager. And I've had a lot of great mentors that have helped me and guided me. And so now it's my turn to be a mentor and try to do the same thing for somebody else.
That's fantastic. How many years have you been in this business now?
I've been in a long time, so I know every inch. I've done just about every job you can do in it. It's a family business. My son's in the business. He runs one of the stores.
Well, let me tell you what. I got 4 sons. One of them is looking for a job in about 4 years.
Bring him down, buddy.
I'm going to send him to the Sunset Auto Family.
I got a hose and bucket. Let's go.
I love it. Go see him at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Packed team buses, light rail and ferries. There are different routes to game day, but the destination is always the same. This city lives for Sunday. Get your tickets for Seahawks game days at Seahawks.com today.
Hello, sweltering Seattle. John Curley here. Is your home staying cool? Are you losing sleep because it's just too hot? At Home Comfort Alliance, the goal is not to sell you a new system. It's to fix the one that you have. Repair first, replace only if it truly makes sense, saving you time and money. If your system's done, a heat pump gives you both cooling and heating for year-round comfort. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
There's a place where the world feels quieter, where mornings rise over your own private lake and evenings settle across rolling land that's yours to explore. The Stillwater Ranch, over 1,300 acres in eastern Washington, offers luxury, privacy, and a life shaped by the land itself. A home built for comfort and a landscape built for legacy. This isn't just a property. It's where stories are lived and passed on. Discover the Stillwater Ranch at fayranches.com.
KIRO Newsradio has your chance to win 2 tickets to see Anthony Hamilton with Tony live under the stars at the Tulalip Amphitheater, Thursday, September 10th. Go to mynorthwest.com/win for contest rules and your chance to win.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-646-5959. That's 800-646-5959. 800-646-5959.
All right, Nick. What kind of songs we gonna have tomorrow, Nick?
It'll be a funky fresh Friday. We'll do some uplifting stuff.
Okay.
Maybe not movies or TV, but we'll get the crowd grooving.
All right. Well, Ursula, what we got today?
Well, we have got, first of all, we need to talk about the guests that we're going to have on tomorrow's show. We're all about the guests lately.
Yeah, well, tomorrow on the show will be Dr. Jason Johnson.
Yes.
He's going to come on at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
And the reason why, because I don't know if y'all heard, but Hakeem Jeffries took a meeting with Jared Kushner. So, and
why are some folks are trying to play that down, by the way.
Some playing it down and some playing it up, and there's all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
Well, Dr. Jason Johnson has an opinion. Well, he always has one.
Does he also have an opinion about the new name of the lake? That effective immediately because of the trade wars? Okay. Well, you know what? If you want to yell at your radio, I like how Chef said this, whether you agree with him or not yet. Dr. Johnson's going to join us at 11, but we've got other guests.
Yeah.
So one of our favorite Lake Chelan listeners, and yes, we have people who listen in Lake Chelan, he heard the interview we did with the woman from the Chamber of Commerce, and he said, it is still okay to take a trip out to Lake Chelan.
Okay.
And so he's going to join us, and we'll talk about that at 9:30.
Okay.
And I'm thinking there's going to be a nice bargain to be had, and I'm going to plan on going there. I usually go in the summer, but maybe go in the fall. And then we've got Representative David Hackney joining us in studio tomorrow again.
Oh, y'all remember him?
He says there's one thing in his own Democratic Party that will not pass, which would eliminate tens of millions in wasted government funds. But somehow it's not passing? Oh, we can't wait to hear about that one. But we got a lot of text messages from all of you, too, listening.
Yep, we did. What you got for us?
Well, regarding the teacher strike, Rick and Kent said they needed their contract agreed upon months ago to be ready for their students, not the last few days before school starts and then start negotiating. To be fair, Rick, they do start negotiating early. It's just not resolved. And there are someone texted in and said, look into one of the biggest issues, which is special ed teachers.
Mm-hmm. Jay on Camano Island says, I'm a 37-year educator in another district in the area, and we just agreed to our contract last night. I have a suggestion for Seattle that might work best for everybody, teachers, families, community. How about you start the year without a contract, and then whatever gains are made are paid retroactively after the contract is settled and approved. Less disruption for all.
Amen.
And then Christy in Oregon says, 2 reasons I have no empathy for teachers going on strike. First, it is illegal. I know it happens all the time, but it is illegal for state employees to strike. Second, teachers risk nothing by going on strike. They'll be able to apply for unemployment after the allotted time due to a new law in this crazy state. Plus, once the strike is over, the school district will redo their schedule so the kids get the state-required hours and the teachers will get their full year's pay. They lose no pay at all. I'm not sure that anyway, all the strike does is mess up the kids and their families' lives. That part I agree with. It is going to be a real inconvenience.
Hey, before we get to the words to live by, can I ask y'all a question? I want you to be real honest with me. Is Lake Chelan way too expensive?
It has been getting very expensive, but I think it can still be worth it. Absolutely. It's still a favorite spot.
But it's too...
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it can be.
Can
unless you're camping, and you and I are not big campers.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, just what is it, Ursula, what is it about Chelan?
What is it about Lake Chelan?
Yeah. What is it that makes it worth being expensive?
It's beautiful out there.
Okay.
It is one of my favorite things to do is to just get into a little floaty, go into the middle of the lake, and just enjoy the sun, hop into the lake. It's really refreshingly cold. The restaurants around there are a lot of fun. It's just every water sport activity that I love is there.
Words to live by. What you got for us, Ursula?
I love this from Robert Ingersoll, who says, "We rise by lifting others."
Yes. That's always good. That's a really good one. Nick, what you got, man?
Well, marriages have ups and downs, whether they're old or new, where one day you're sitting pretty and the next feeling more blue. And we're seeing one new marriage here that's drawing eyes and ears as the Hawks now tie the knot with their new owner for this year. And hopefully he knows the Niners beef that we expressed, where we all remind them of their old Super Bowls on VHS. Won't be long before we got to call them out on brushing their teeth with their fingers, too.
Good stuff, Nick. Ella, did you have fun today hanging out with us?
The most fun.
Yeah.
So much fun, I'll be back tomorrow.
Ella, so have you now had an opportunity, you had to produce other shows and you got to sit in on other shows as well?
I have, yes.
Yeah. Which show is your favorite?
She is very
many
diplomatic.
reasons I will not answer that. I like them all.
All the same? Okay.
Yeah, for different reasons.
All right.
Yeah.
Best I ever had, G.
But this
You're
is
the
a
best I
really
ever
good
had.
day. This is a really good day.
This is a perfect answer.
Thank you so much.
Yes, perfect answer.
Yeah. Not a Gee and Ursula Show answer. Y'all know we like to just answer the come on now. Sometimes you got to ruffle little feathers. All right, I'll ask again tomorrow, too. Thanks, Ella. Thanks, Ursula. Good
Thank
stuff.
you.
Thanks, Chef. Appreciate you. Nick, appreciate you, man.
See, man.
Hey, by the way, I missed it. Did you come in the segment with Biggie and go out with Tupac?
I did, yeah.
I missed a listener's
A little
text.
90s throwback there.
I missed that. Well done. Hey, y'all remember, tomorrow, Fresh Fridays with an S. Jake and Spike show coming in next. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth. If you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, you do not have the time to deal with a market downturn.
With Mark Stimson and Casey Elkins.
It's important that you know what the rules are, because if you don't, you can make some tremendous decisions that could adversely affect you, and you may not be able to go back and fix it.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth, Saturdays at 11 a.m., right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Did you see what Olympia is calling their latest new tax?
The millionaire's tax? Yep.
You know, it's really an income tax.
So what's the difference?
A millionaire's tax doesn't sound like it applies to you, but it does. Olympia created the income tax and refused to limit it. They left the door open to tax everyone, including you.
So what do we do?
Vote yes on Initiative 645. It repeals the income tax completely, so Olympia can't expand it and get into your paycheck.
Wait, we're repealing an income tax?
Yes, we're repealing an income tax.
And we vote yes to repeal it?
Yes. Vote yes to repeal the income tax.
Okay. Vote yes to repeal the I mean, the income tax.
Well, see, they picked that name on purpose. Tell your friends vote yes on Initiative 645. Let's repeal the income tax. Visit voteyes645.com for more information. Paid for by Vote Yes, Repeal the Income Tax. Top 5 contributors, BIAW Member Services Corp., Peter and Liz Moorkill, Catalan Solutions, Inc., Steve Gordon.
Let me ask you something. Would you ever buy a hot tub from one of those pop-up places in a parking lot? You go in, you buy the hot tub, you come back 6 months later when it needs service, and you're like, hello, anybody here? Sure, the parking lot's still there, but where are they? Not with Seattle Hot Tub Company. John Curley here. They do things differently. They're local. They've had the showroom for years. They've got a delivery crew. They've got their own service team. Hot tubs, swim spas, cold plunges. That's all they do every day. You get warehouse pricing, easy financing. Imagine a hot tub for as low as $90 a month. They're not some traveling sales event that rolls into town, takes your money, and then disappears. They're the place you go back to for the service, the repairs, the covers, the chemicals, advice, whatever it is. Seattle Hot Tub has options for different budgets as well. They're proud supporters of Make-A-Wish because they're part of the community, not just passing through. A hot tub is a big purchase. Make it from a company that's still here tomorrow. Seattle Hot Tub Company. Visit them at seattlehottub.com. That's seattlehottub.com.
The new All-Pro battery by Steel. Tackle any task with 60% more peak power exclusively. Available only at your local Steel dealer. 60% peak power comparison between AP300PC and AP300S.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your